stand by for brief. Give AJ a minute here to get back.
Got it. In the meantime, we're gonna give three the platoon hat kit, and 2 and 4 are gonna get the law. So that's what she said.
Long arm of the law.
Right. Ha 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 ha.
To the tune of Toby Keith.
Alright, gentlemen, I think I'm gonna read the brief to your puppies as well. Maybe once we get there, you can set up a radio and I can sit inside the radio and kind of broadcast the mission to them. It just seems like
I like the spirit of it, but you talking over that babbling, squawking radio might not be as fun as it sounds.
AJ, you back?
What?
If you use the buttons on the sun, you can see the sun shaft still.
What is Revy saying?
He was asking if
asked
someone was
Revy, if
Is
Clay.
AJ back?
That's what he was asking me. No.
Negative.
Yes, yes, sir.
Alright, gentlemen, here we go. Objectives being sent down from high command. Our forces have been making gains on the western side of Iho Rivka, and your platoon is being sent to reinforce a location of importance and replace the unit that was holding that location. Company would like your platoon to set up a tow in position Bravo 9-2, overlooking the western road approach. Company would also like to set up a checkpoint in Bravo 10-2 near the crossroads to check local civilian traffic in and out of this area. Lastly, once those two tasks are complete, company would like your platoon to set up an OP to overwatch the bridge in Charlie 695. An engineer team will arrive at dark to set explosives on the bridge, and company wants it secured for them. Your area of responsibility for security and defense is the eastern side of the river from Delta 6 down to your checkpoint in Bravo 10. Russian activity is taking place north and west of your position, and Russians are trying to counterattack northeast and east of your position. The key position to hold for your area are the small village in Alpha 9-3, your tow positions, and the checkpoint at the crossroads. Do not let Russians make any gains on your positions if you come under attack. Is there any questions on the objectives before I go?
Real quick, Alpha 9-3. It's Alpha 9-9 for the villagers. Unless I misheard it.
I believe it's not on the map, but there's some houses in Alpha 9-3. It's not a direct order to hold that village, but that is a strategic place of strategic importance.
Okay, so you give us the bottom line up front. We have to defend.
Yeah. Okay, so you have to take the village here in Bravo 9-2. You also need to set up, you need to send a squad or some sort of element down to this bridge in the south, and they're there to check. It's a civilian checkpoint. You also want to get a squad somehow overlooking this bridge up to the north. You want to make sure if the Russians are coming down, if they're sending any armor, you want to have intel on that location. We want to know what's happening up there. It's a secondary objective. Don't risk your entire platoon for any of these secondary objectives, but this is something that Battalion HQ wants us to complete.
So the primary objective is a village at Bravo 9-2, right?
Yes, affirm.
Okay, heard.
Right, you'll be moving there before live. You'll be setting up one tow and one mortar with various defensive structures. Break.
Alright, so we're going there before live, right?
Hey, firm. I'm just looking at this doc change a bit. You can only put 2,000 ammo on your fob in Bravo 9-2. No copy. So you can take 3 Logi trucks, each with 1.5k build, 1.5k ammo. Only 2,000 ammo can go onto the fob that supplies your mortar and tow. The rest of the ammo has to stay in the trucks, and it can be used to rearm your riflemen and such. But you cannot put all 4.5k ammo onto the fob.
Yeah, sounds good. I copy. And a question about the civilian checkpoint at Squad 5 mark. Does that have to be a fob checkpoint, or do we just have riflemen there?
You need to have at least a buddy team on that bridge, somewhere standing beside that bridge, around it, and you can decide how you want the other fire team supporting them.
Alright, sounds good, thank you. Before you guys get the rest of your guys spawned in, I don't think anyone's spawned in though. We're gonna go mount up these Vics and head over there, right?
Yeah, you might want to wait for all your rifles to spawn in before taking them over there.
Oh, okay. Okay then.
Yeah, we don't want to spawn in ammo trucks there.
Yep, understood. We're just gonna have Dorf, Clay J, and Iron take the Logis. Phoenix and his squad are gonna take the transports. When they spawn in, we're all good. We'll mount up.
Alright, platoon kids.
Platoon
50 laws and a half.
Yeah, the laws are going to 2 and 4. 3 is getting the hat kit. I think the gist of what we're trying to do is... Actually, no, you guys are getting kits. I'll let you guys do kits, actually, sorry.
Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to another Squad Ops One Life event. I am your commentator for this evening's Shadowed Ritual, and tonight we bring to you Operation Jinx. For those of you who don't know what Operation Jinx is, it's sort of a brand new style of operation we have been toying around with, where the platoon leads and the squad leads will only get their mission at the start of the round. Usually we have the missions up a couple weeks in advance, so the platoon leads can sort of plan out what their idea is. But in this one, it's simpler objectives, but you get them with less time to plan, so it seems a little rushed and whatnot. It's just sort of to see how the platoon leads think on their feet, and it allows for some different styles of gameplay, I feel like. How's it going, everybody who's joining us? Cal, Abyssal, Red, saw Axe talking in Twitch. How's it going, everybody? And
I'm going.
so the basic of both of these operations or both of these rounds will be attack defense. The British are moving to a point to set up several tow missiles, tow launchers, and they're tasked with defending them, while the Russians are tasked with assaulting these positions, destroying their fob, and destroying the tows. But I'll go over more details, and I'll actually read the mission brief that Expert so kindly designed and wrote out. But before I do that, let's go over leadership and who will be participating that wise. So, for the British team, we have platoon lead Kuba, with his squad leads Iron Tyrant, Dwarf, Phoenix, and Clayjay. For the Russian team, we have platoon lead Storm, with his squad leads Yuzi, Silas, Bump, and Lawn Darts. So, should be a lot of fun. See how these guys think on their feet. As far as the platoon leads, Kuba and Storm, it should be pretty even, I think. I may be leaning a little more towards Storm's side, but it's really going to come down to squad leads, I think, and how well they're able to take information on the fly that is given to the platoon lead and put it into action.
I think we're missing one.
Shout out to your boy Soviet Doge. Is he in here? Okay, find him really quick. I won't put that much effort into looking before going over this platoon brief, because it is a doozy of a platoon brief. If you were here earlier while I had the music playing, you sort of got to listen in on what the British objective is, but I'll go over it in more detail here. And this is the exact brief that the platoon leads were given about 10 minutes ago, or about 15 minutes ago. They given to it almost right at the start of the match, and they've had this long to plan. So let's go ahead.
While we're driving, I'm gonna go ahead let you guys know what we're doing, if you can all hear me.
Well, let's listen in on this, and I'll go over the platoon brief, or I'll read the actual brief.
Phoenix, Fob proper with myself. That's at Bravo 929 roughly. Squad 1, AJ is going to be in the village at Alpha 99. Iron, since he's got a small squad, he's going to be in charge of the bridge roadblock at Bravo 10-5 or Bravo 10-4. And then Dwarf, I'm going to have you in the trench at like Charlie 8-5 and Charlie 7. Yeah, cool. You're basically watching that from that trench, marked in Squad 5. Clayjay's got that machine gun marked village, and Iron has got the marksman marked bridge.
Yeah, so you want me guarding that trench? A ditch?
You're guarding the trench, yeah. Trying to ambush
Oh man, I can't zoom in and then pull it up like this.
Perfect.
Fortunate. Okay, so basically he's just divvying out areas of responsibility. He's going to have a squad on the northwest, squad on Point Proper, squad on the south, and then I believe he said he's sending a scout squad out to the northeast to do that secondary objective. So, let's go over this mission so you understand what these guys are defending. British forces situation, that is the exact situation right out to the platoon leads.
Alright, finally got my squad.
Our forces have been making gains on the western side of Yehorivka, and your platoon is sent... on the western side of Yehorivka, and your platoon is being sent to reinforce a location of importance and replace the unit that was holding that location. Company would like your platoon to set up a tow position in the B92 location, checkpoint overlooking the western road approach. I'll go ahead and fly over to that so you can understand this.
Negative.
So company would like you to set up a checkpoint in the, set up a tow position in the B92 area, which is this little farmhouse sort of overlooking the western road and the southern little bridge here. Company would also like you to set up a checkpoint in the B102 area, which is that little overpass or underpass, however you want to say it, here. So they're setting up a tow position at that farmhouse, and they're setting up a checkpoint here. Pretty good positioning, you know, for a long-range tow missile, and this is sort of their objective, their checkpoint. Secondary objective, your company would also like you to set up an OP to overwatch the bridge at C695. So this bridge right over here, just to the north. That's the farmhouse for reference. They have to get some kind of overwatch position there. So do you have the dock the event team choose? Yeah, I get the dock the event team gets. So we get to read that whole situation for everybody who's watching the stream. Your responsibility is to watch the road between your checkpoint and that northern position, and that's sort of what their objectives are. The British are tasked with defending the the tow, the checkpoint, and their actual fob, which is going to be here, I believe, A92 or A99 here. So they've got 3 areas of responsibility. That farm, this little village, I guess, with four or 5 buildings makes it a village, right? I'd assume it makes it a village. So this village, that farm, and then this little overpass. They're gonna get a checkpoint here. Secondary objectives are to move north and secure the northern bridge for demolition. What they get for the assets that the British will receive to complete their objectives are 1 squad lead, 2 fire team leads, 2 automatic riflemen, and 1 medic per squad. The platoon armory, which the platoon lead can deal out as he sees fit, are 2 light anti-tank kits and 1 heavy anti-tank kit, so they're expecting armor. If you have any questions on that, please feel free to ask, but what it comes down to is the British are defending this house, that village, and that checkpoint. The Russians are attacking them. As far as the British know. The British don't know the other side of the coin. So let's go ahead and let you guys in on what the Russians' objectives are. Russian objectives.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna
Command wants your platoon to clear a path for the upcoming assault. British forces have taken up positions on the eastern side of the river, roughly C7, C8, C7, C8, B8, B9, and B10. So they've got about 5 grids that the British can possibly be in. They're obviously in this keypad or grid. And yeah, British forces, or sorry, the Russian forces, to continue on. Most of your forces are being used on the northeastern assault, and we don't have the manpower to spare for an attack. We need your platoon to overwhelm this British position, disable their heavy weapons, and cut their communications before the British forces can react or reinforce their position, so we can push through with little delay and gain some ground. Command has determined 2 insertion points for your platoon. You may attack from main or the A16 keypad. So they can choose to either start at main, so it's a north or south. They can spawn at the north, or they can spawn at the south, or move to the south. British, the assets that they will have to assault their position, positions are 1 squad lead, 2 fire team leads, 2 automatic riflemen, and 1 medic per squad. Platoon army, which can be dealt out as the platoon lead sees fit, are 2 RPG-26s, 1 RPG-7, which I believe is the one that has the frag rounds. The RPG-26s, I believe, are the laws. As well as 1 trans truck, 3 logistic trucks, and 1 mortar. So the British get the mortar and defensive structures. The Russians get, they get to choose, sorry. They get to choose between 1 mortar or 1 MTLB with the NSVT. So, let's see how they choose to attack this. So, the Russians' objective, as far as they know, is to disable heavy weapons, aka the tow missiles, and cut lines of communications, destroy the fob. So, the British are under the impression that their objective is to hold the tows. They're spread out between 3 different points, when they, in reality, will have to only hold out on 2 different points. We'll see how... It gets a little confusing, really, because the Russians need to attack this building here and get the tows, as well as the fob over here in A9. This would be their communication fob. British think they have to hold 2 positions and possibly send out a squad to secure a 4th. And all kinds of changes and whatnot will be relayed through the platoon or the event staff, who have like little notes and things that they can do to speed up the round or change up the round and keep things flowing. But it should be a lot of interesting movement, I feel. That's what Jinx has done really well, I feel, was allow lots of maneuvering and long-range engagements where not a lot of people are dying, but it's a lot of, hey, I see you, you're not going to be able to go this way, find another way around before the final engagement, sort of towards like the 20-minute mark. And it seems to be, I've really enjoyed the Jinx engagement profile, I guess, what sort of Xbit has envisioned for this, and it's been cool. It's been a lot of fun to watch. It's awesome that you can see both sides. Yeah, we get to see both sides of the map, or both sides of the op. Unfortunately, we can't hear both sides. I'd really like to be able to switch between whose side I'm hearing comms-wise. So I generally stick with who's generally the blue forward, i.e. British,
My squad's ready.
U.S.,
Ready to bounce.
sometimes Russian, things like that.
You're kind of
It just seems, I don't know, what most people
Yep, so everyone knows what we're doing,
expect.
right?
Can I just say this? I really hate the L85's Ironside.
Oh my god.
Why?
they're horrible.
The gun
Actually,
is-
they're
I
like
love
so
them.
much better than the
Absolutely
M4.
horrible.
Not gonna get a full platoon brief from Cuba. He gave out his individual areas of responsibility,
I don't think.
and he's
I
allowing their
outside of
squad
building
leads to
already.
get in
Like,
more detail
if
about
you can
what
come
their
here.
objectives are, which is nice because in this op there's gonna be a lot of information flowing,
Yeah.
and you don't always have the big picture as a squad, and you sort of just need to do your job as is, and expect the rest of your platoon to do their job. My favorite op streamer. Thank you, 420 Tommy. I appreciate that. So live time has not been called yet. I don't think it has. No, live time has not been called. We're still waiting for the Russians to get into their starting position. Looks like they chose the A11 or A16, excuse me, starting position. So this objective here, if Kuba overextends to this position to actually get like feet on the ground, he may be out a full squad by the time the Russians get there. It all depends on timing and if Kuba is going to send a patrol out, or if he's going to set up overwatch positions, like possibly over here in the B7 keypad to get eyes on here, and then possibly overwatch here. We'd have to go back and look at the hill to be sure. He was calling Brits ready, Russians getting into position where they will be starting from. I believe they get to use these lodges, so it's not like they're getting fully stopped. But Storm likes to do his full platoon brief.
The south or like
You
southeast mostly, 'cause
prefer
Dwarf's
participating
gonna be
or
north
running
of that
streams
hat.
more? I really like
North's gonna be
the
left
streaming and commentating.
probably east.
As long as you guys enjoy watching, I'll enjoy commentating. But
You should
I
definitely
used
put
to
it on
command
the
all the
east
time before I started streaming,
the
and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoy that
that
aspect of it. I like the command and the squad leading stuff.
South.
It's a lot of fun. Seeing the big picture unfold, and when you watch a plan like really follow through, you get that nice little warm feeling on the inside, and there's none like it. Well, probably other things like it. Skydiving, I assume, would be really cool too. Alright, yeah, it looks like I'm actually gonna swap teams. We'll swap back. Let's go ahead and listen in on this brief. Lose my current role. Oh no.
Alright. Everyone stop moving, pay attention please.
Let's
Alright,
listen in on the
so-
Russian brief.
What we're gonna be
Squeeze it
doing
me.
is we are going to be attacking the area outlined by the mine markers. Somewhere in that area there is a British communication fob. They're relaying position coordinates of our location to their superiors and causing a major hassle for us in this area. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to have Silas and Londart's squads coming up directly from the south, choosing a good line of approach, and hitting this area from the south. Now what you're going to be doing is you're going to be scanning for enemy forces, and be looking out for their communication equipment location. While they're doing that, we're going to have QZ and Bump. They're going to take the transport up to Lower Petrivka, to approximately that marker, and they're going to approach from the, excuse me, let me orient myself, east. Alright. So, basic instructions are going to be called out before you fire. Of course, if you have a target of opportunity in your sights, feel free to take them down. Chain command, if I go down, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then after that, it's going to be the loudest FTL. So, basically, we're going to be assaulting the location. Listen to your squad leaders for updates on enemy locations and enemy movement. If I hear about the FOB location, I will be relaying it to your squad leaders so they know exactly where they're supposed to be going and what they're supposed to be doing. We're going to be playing this off here because we have about a 1 kilometer search area. Oh good, I got more time. We got about a 1 kilometer search area by 1 kilometer. So it's going to be 1 square kilometer that we have to search for the British FOB location. Unfortunately, our triangulation equipment could not break through their jamming in that area. So we know it's there. We just don't know exactly where it is. Our job is to take it down. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're pushing
Am I the
live
only
back
one,
about 3 minutes due to the mass disconnects that have been happening for some reason. So bear with us. Get organized. FTLs, make sure you guys are organized because there's going to be a lot of open places like this where we're going to have to cross. So just be on alert. Don't let your guys down by not calling out that MG that will be sitting by a tree, alright?
Alright, go ahead and swap back over to the British team. Good, solid plan. So as far as they know, their objective is somewhere in between these mine markers. A lot of area to search. Obviously, we know exactly where those, why is he blue? Go red. It's obviously we know exactly where they are, but for them, that's a large area they're going to search for. Their priority is going to be getting eyes on this, farmhouse right here, which is a really good idea. This is a commanding position to watch, to the north, and it gives them pretty good sight lines from, these fences and whatnot if you just shoot through the trees with some binoculars. Like, this is a very solid spot. Good planning here. Again, they didn't get this mission until about 15 minutes beforehand. He's already recognized areas that that are going to be useful for taking. He's probably going to take this hill, possibly over here, and push in. But definitely having a squad up here to lay down suppressive fire. Because just look at this. This is a beautiful spot, isn't it? Obviously, traces work both ways. Gunfire works both ways. They're going to keep shooting at each other, trading long-distance fire. But if they can get up into position before they are discovered, it could be a very deadly base of fire here. And we'll see what happens with the rest of them. I believe he wanted to swing around the side, like an eastern flank. The live time is at 1:29, so live time in about 1 minute. We'll go ahead and fly back over to the bridge, listening on what these guys have to say before they start. You know, you always get a little tidbits of information, how these guys are feeling, what these guys are thinking going into this, and it can be pretty interesting. Oh. They keep moving the live time back.
Best 13.
So,
the best
hopefully.
Someone tells me suppression fire will be very big in this hub. Yes,
like,
this operation is all about
because-
just denying
because we're trying to get
avenues of
people back into
approach
shit.
for the attackers. The defenders a lot of times are shooting, they're taking shots at about 300-400 meters, not hoping to kill, just sort of saying, hey, like, don't go this way. You're gonna get lit up if you go this way. We don't want you to go this way because we don't want you to get any closer, kind of stuff. And it can be pretty intense, and especially like here, you can spot people from very long distances, and
I'm scared I'm gonna have to leave.
It'd be interesting.
I like to go to the restroom because I drink like 2 full bottles of water.
Dude, I recommend
Go
you
right
go
now.
try now. You got a couple minutes.
You got 2
Yeah.
minutes, and it's gonna take them like 5 to 10 minutes to get here. So
I'm about one off. It wasn't Cora. I wasn't.
See what happens with these British forces. I believe this squad here is going to be the ones moving north. Who is this? This is the dwarf squad, yeah.
Like similar to how Postscriptum does it.
What would the like you slow down?
That's not a knife. This is a knife. That's
That
not a
is
knife,
not a
that's a
knife.
Glock.
There were 70 players originally. It means 10 left already.
Fuck, we're on 61.
Alright, go ahead. I pulled out my medic bag. Go ahead.
I see what you mean.
And like it's a bit more like narrow too. It feels a bit more.
Wait, I
realistic
know
than
what to
just
say.
these big
If you guys have any questions on squad ops or squad in general, I can do my best to answer those questions, or just point you in the right direction. Right now, just waiting to get started. Couple people disconnecting for some reason. Gonna try and get that situated, get these guys back in, and hopefully get started soon.
Squad's not having a good day.
Come on, burpee.
You guys who are like near me right now, if you need to exfil out of the trench, use this
How
level
often you
1.
guys do these ops? We do these ops every Wednesday and twice on Saturdays.
You know what I mean?
For sure, every Wednesday, twice on
as
Saturdays.
opposed to coming
We
out
also host events on Fridays and Sundays sometimes. Fridays are Friday night firefights on occasion, as well as Sunday we'll do postscriptum ops on Sundays. So if you're interested in knowing what time those are, you should check us out, squadops.gg. All of the times on the calendar are in your local time. Whatever your computer is set to is the time it will be. And yeah, all you have to do is take our Squad Ops basic training course, only about 45 minutes to an hour long. And after that, you can participate in any and all of our operations. We do host a lot of them, and we couldn't do these operations without anybody who wanted to participate, obviously. So if you're interested, definitely squadops.gg.
Little sneak boy.
I can, if you want, I can actually
Skyline a little bit in this direction though.
I can put 2 layers of sandbags here though, so you're not sitting behind this bullet sponge wall.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Because then if they
you can still
retreat,
bipod on the.
Yep. I can suppress over them.
Exactly.
Like that. 125 lives. Alive in about a minute.
1 more minute.
It usually takes me 2 minutes to connect to a server, so nice.
So let's see what happens with this. Let's got about a fire team. Looks like he's gonna send to get a checkpoint, a squad to get a checkpoint, and then everybody else is gonna be on the point proper. It seems. Or you got about a squad on the point proper, and then a squad over there. 2 squads over there. Really? Oh no, one of those squads is dwarfs. They're gonna push up. He'll spank. I love him.
They're not gonna ban you for it. Well, if you're not knowing where everybody is. Well, if you're not though.
Dude, I feel like there's gonna be. We better just start shit because it's inevitability.
This op might be pretty interesting.
Live in about 18 seconds. I always like seeing these Jinx offs play out, especially because of especially with the lack of information. I find really interesting.
We don't have any
and
rifle sandbags either.
it all comes down to just positioning and timing, really. And that's what these first 10-15 minutes of maneuvering will be, just positioning. Trying to find a good spot to get on and see who's going to spot who first. Here, squad's going to move out south. We've got Dwarf squad moving out north, northeast, and AJ squad moving northwest into the town. Squad 2 is going to stay on point and defend. Kuba's going to be out here on a flank alone, just sort of trying to get eyes out on one of the exposed flanks, not overstretch the rest of his squads, while still being able to give information. I'd like to see maybe a medic out here with him, one other guy on security, just to be safe, but I like the idea of pushing out and just getting binoculars in different spots. Oh look, there he is. Squad 2. Getting that AR. I love the AR and ops. It's a lot of fun. I don't play it enough, obviously, because I commentate most of the time. But my favorite combo in operations is a automatic rifleman or an automatic rifleman and a pair of binoculars, whether it be from a scout
and then
or
boom, they're there.
Run.
No,
Like literally, do you see where
laser beam.
command is?
So good.
Squad lead 5.
Do you see where he is southeast on the map?
But he's getting into their positions. I'm flying by a little fast, just sort of getting a general idea. We've still these guys' position aren't going to be as important right now at the start until they come into contact here on the with the Russians. Oh, Squad 4 is pushing out really far. Are they? All right, he does eventually pull one out there. Razor. I like that. Hamdog is going to be on checkpoint proper. Hero, Iron Tyrant, and Bukius going to push past them and sort of into the tree line just to sort of be a screening force. Maybe pull the medic back a little bit and get one of these other guys in front. But it's a tricky positioning, honestly. It's a tough spot. The idea is there, but I don't know if the terrain is with it. Because most of the shot, I feel like this woods fighting is just going to be 50-50. We'll see. Possibly sending a scout out here. This would be too far for him. With the knowledge they know, I think this would be pretty far out there. B11 would be just insanely far out, so he shouldn't send a squad there. But the argument can be had for A11 just to hold that. But again, it's getting towards that point where they'd just be ineffective if they were to try and take over this building. So I understand the position of not wanting to push out all the way over there and possibly getting eyes. Okay, I see. Their idea is to get eyes on this road on the left rather than uphill. They're more concerned about this road. I see. This is understandable, and I guess it works in this way when you want to use the terrain like that. Not really worried about your south. We just know that they're coming from the south, so it looks bad. Solid checkpoint. Dog in the back towards the actual overpass. Let's see where they get these tows set up. They get the tow set up? The tow. That's it. Oh no, it's over there. Okay. Okay. What he wants to do here. Ooh, this may be a little low. What do you think? Think it'll clear? It looks like it'll barely clear. I don't know. We shall see. Battleus, yeah. It cannot look down at all. Maybe if it was up here. This would be pretty good if it was up here, I think. Servers isn't showing up for 14 of us, so here I am. That's unfortunate, gay plays. Not sure why that's happening. Yeah, we saw that. That's very, very strange. We'll definitely look into it. We'll message Bart and get that all situated. Disconnection apocalypse has struck me. That sucks. Yeah, we apologize for that. We'll try and get that fixed. Hopefully for round 2, but definitely for Saturday. They're gonna restart the server after round 1? Okay, good. Not sure why that happened. So Kuba looking out west, or sorry, Kuba looking out east. We've got Iron Tyrant looking sort of southeast, looking down this road. He's got one guy looking south. We've got one squad in the town. Clay J is doing that, and then Dwarf is sort of getting in an Overwatch position. Rather than a full-on patrol, he's gonna just hold the northern flank and make sure he can see that bridge. I like this. It doesn't overextend them, and it allows them to maneuver off of this position if necessary and still be really effective. Yeah, Flicker's got pretty good eyes on that bridge. Definitely nobody's gonna cross that without them seeing, as long as he, he can get up there and see. Actually, can Dwarf spot that too? Okay, Dwarf can possibly spot it from here.
The 200-meter ring on this rifle is horrifying.
Cool. So good position, completing that secondary objective essentially. Holding all primary objective. The ball is in the Russians' court now. Let's go ahead and we'll follow them in for a few minutes as they maneuver, because they weren't popping up on the map for a little bit. They're taking it really slow, really carefully. They dismounted about 4 kilometers away. No, 1.5 kilometers away, just about. They're going to just use the low ground to their advantage. We'll follow the back of this line and go ahead and work our way up. It's silent pulling rear security with Lord Shanka, and we'll just work our way down. They're going to just follow this defilade, make sure they're not spotted, and be as sneaky as possible as they move, barely just now pushing off to the north using the tree line 7V on point. That's 2 squads here. Squad 1 of Londard, Squad 3 of Silas. Let's check out where the other 2 squads for these Russians are. I believe they're going to be on a northeastern push. They're not on the map for me, I don't think. They're over here to the east. Vehicles. No? Yep, there they go. There's Storm. Oh boy, wow. They're all the way up there too? This is going to be a while. This movement. Getting a little too... Just being a little too cautious. But I understand they don't have all the information that we have. But they do know their objective is over here. So parking about 1.5 kilometers away on either direction. Like, why not park like here and here? Get them just a little bit closer. But they think the British can be outside of that area. and the chances of being ambushed are pretty high. These guys actually aren't moving. They're setting up in defensive positions here on the northeast. I assume they're going to wait for contact to be had on the south before pushing in with the lodges and trying to make a breakthrough on the northeast. I like this idea. It just might take a long time to happen. Squad 4 views these. Look, people are able to join back in. Mass reconnect. Luckily, no contact on either side that I lost them. Where are they at? There they are. They're so far away, you just couldn't see them. Luckily, no contact has been had, so all these people who are having trouble going in, they just missed a few minutes of maneuvering as we get into this round. Only a couple minutes into the round. And I'm liking the British position right now.
You have shovels out and you're not digging anything. What should you be doing right now?
Get to digging. That's what he's saying. We need to dig. Get these positions set up. This is the this is their primary objective as far as they understand. When that's the primary objective as well as this. I don't think they're gonna put any build points though.
Lots of rich Jews. Yeah. Definitely went to a lot of bat mitzvahs in my time.
Christian?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up Christian. I don't really do church or anything now.
General chatting beforehand. Calm before the storm. Not sure which area they should be watching, so they are watching in all directions, which is good. They should definitely have 360 security up 100% of the time. But right now, you just see guns pointed every which way, making sure they got every angle they could possibly have covered. And their weakest flank on here on the south is a potential avenue of approach for the Russians. Yeah, getting everybody spawned back in. Look at that. Like 14 people joined or something. See the red dots. I know it's going to be almost impossible to see on the stream. There are red dots in the distance. I don't know if I shake the camera, will it make it easier? No. As they approach, so they're close enough to be on the map now, as you see, moving west, and then they're gonna push north. I believe Slondarch's squad is gonna hold this. Squad 3 should push up here and try and get this building. I think would be a good call. Still waiting to see what happens with the Uzi squad there on the northeast. Slowly but surely, right? Right. That's the one of the problems with these the Jinx op that we this is probably the third time we've run it. We're still working out the kinks and how we want these operations to be, how quickly we want these operations to run. When they don't have all the information, a lot of people will play a lot more cautiously, which is appropriate. It is appropriate. You don't have all the information, so you gotta play safe. You don't want to just get your platoon wiped for no reason. But we gotta maybe start them closer or something. There are a couple options we can choose, but they're getting within range. We're about 600 meters away from contact now here on the south. Still about 1.5 kilometers on the north. Red needs the high ground. Oh, red, as in red team Russians. Yes, yes, definitely. The objective for Londarts right now, I believe, is to take this hill with the farmhouse. It gives them such a commanding position here on the south, that it would be dumb not to take it, because it allows them to shoot directly at their objective sandbags here on the back end. So look at that. No cover for them there, as well as potentially getting set up here on the west. Maybe. This is probably a lot harder. I don't think they will. But looking north would be a good call. Just noticed the stream doesn't have a sub button. We don't have a sub button. We are not partnered with Twitch right now. No, we stream to both Twitch and YouTube, so we can't have a sub button, which is fine. We're mostly just doing this to, you know, get the stream out there, get the squad ups out there to everybody, and get as many people watching and playing as possible. If you are interested in donating, there is a donation page on the website squadups.gg. What do we do to be part of these events that you guys are doing? It seems great. You should check us out, squadups.gg, Frogmaker. Once you sign up on our website, link your Discord and Steam 64 and all that, take our Squad Ops basic training. After you take our Squad Ops basic training course, only about 45 minutes to an hour long, you can then participate in any and all of our events every Wednesday, twice on Saturdays, and sometimes we do them on Fridays and Sundays. We stream, or we play Squad, as well as Postscriptum. We've also started doing Postscriptum One Life events, and those are a lot of fun. We're working on trying to do those more potentially, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Looks like Squad 3 is going to start pushing north from their current spot here at B12, potentially looking for this farmhouse here. Good call on a Storm Squad or Storm's platoon side. This is a good position to bounce off from and continue to move north while having some hard cover, allowing the rest of his guys to get into position while remaining slightly safe. So, good call. Only 3 people here really watching, only 1 they could possibly see.
Are we live or not live?
We're live.
We're live.
You're live.
So basically screwed us over. There were like 15 people that couldn't get in.
Yeah, there's like 200 people that disconnected.
Yeah, people disconnected and then the server wasn't showing up on our list.
Really good Overwatch position. As far as checkpoints go, this is a really solid checkpoint. No rifleman sandbags or any, fob sandbags to use, which would make it like a proper checkpoint in my opinion. But the idea of getting this as a setting this up is not bad. Their positioning is not bad. Getting some stuff up on their flanks is going to completely cover their hill. I like the idea. Gives him a couple angles to fire from. Thomas the Spinkin has a really nice spot here. Sandbag in front to just watch him and allows him to shoot over everybody without exposing him too much, in my opinion. Fortunately, not going to be too much contact come from this end just yet, as music squad hasn't moved yet. Looks like there's 2 squads. There's squads 4 and squad 2 in that position. Squad 1 and squad 3 on the south. Funny watching this when your brother's in the server. Gives you someone to cheer for. We'll keep an eye out. We'll make sure he doesn't die a terrible death. Yeah, I'm not happy with this placement on the toe. I think it has potential, but it's such a narrow angle. Like I'm not sure if it goes over or not. Like it definitely doesn't look like it goes over. Guess we'll see. Maybe if it was up here, but this would expose it too much. I think his idea was to get it a little further up. It just didn't go as far up as he wanted it to. Gonna go back to watching Russian movement as they get closer to contact. Lawn darts may start to open fire here soon if he can get his guys online. Looks like he's taking over his hill. And this could be where we see contact in, at least in when it comes to long-range engagements. No squad comms in a long time. Like, we haven't heard any talking. On our website, squad, the only thing I can do is watch streams. I can't create any accounts or anything that look. Check on the right top right-hand corner. There should be like a drop-down menu. If not, there should be. It says like sign in, sign up, along those lines. That's interesting. Register, that's it. Londarts has eyes on this position now. Definitely looking at contact. Oh no, he can't see them. Those guys over there. Might have eyes on the toe though. Might have eyes on Kuba. Who's off? No, he's reporting something. I gotta hear this. We're gonna switch just for a second.
So, bump him, Husey. You're going to be exposed coming in from that side. Try and follow that ditch line.
Who's commanding each team? Storm is commanding the Russians.
Where the river is.
Kuba is commanding the British.
Come around their flank to the north without getting spotted.
Copy. We're Oscar Mike.
Be advised, if you're going to be coming in from that location, you gotta be aggressive and fast.
Squad 3 takes over here. Londart's online here. 4 and 2 gonna push in from the northeast.
Fob location. Bravo.
They're moving in closer.
929. I want you, Husey, to come around to Delta 929, where I'm going to be setting up. So, just come around there.
There. So they're gonna position here, 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 and they're gonna push in from the northeast. So they got a nice open flank here for Squad 3 and Squad 4 to push in from. This could be really good. We might see contact here from the Squads 4 and Squads 3. Sort of just hearing their plans. We know what Storm's plan is now. We'll go ahead and listen back to the British forces.
A somewhat effective base of fire.
We got the potential to hear CA base of fire coming in for the British. Still not a lot of comms going on for the British forces right now. We'll see if they pick this up and get to talking. Well, let me create the squad. And...
That guy is still in that building.
They're talking. They see him. They saw Londarts.
Break. Contact to the southwest of 4 in the barn in Alpha 11-9.
Copy, Foreign. Can you give me a number?
About a buddy team size confirmed. Potentially more. I'll let you know.
Okay.
My buddy team is set, Dorf.
Ever. 4, don't be so aggressive. I'm counting that they got 2 squads on the south. They got 2 different elements over here. 4, only 4 a fire team. So if you need to blow off, then do so. I don't want you engaging anything you don't need to.
Getting close. That's right. They've spotted contact here in the barn. They've spotted Squad 3 from Silas's squad. They've spotted Londarts in that building. They don't know about anything on the east.
Negative. I haven't heard anything either.
Looks like these elements on the northeast are getting sent out. Squad 3 is sending buddy teams out just to confirm nobody's here. So they got Boogeyman and Friend. They've got Flicker and Friend Nomad pushing out just to confirm that they don't have anything in that direction. Possibly allowing them to flank. That's a really good call.
After building the mortar, I have 1,000 builds. Do you want me to use it or hold it?
You can go. Just defend the south end of the. Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, from south.
Yeah, build up the south end of the compound if you need to.
Also, make sure you keep security.
Okay. I'm hoping that. I just like hearing local.
I'll let you know if there's any more movement to the west.
They're picking up their local comms. I like good local comms because that sort of tells you how well the squad comms are going. If they're talking local, it means a lot of information being passed through squad comms also, and generally it means there's information being passed through squad comms and people are using the proper lines of communication because not everything needs to be said in squad. Again, not everything needs to be said in command. Most things can be kept to local and whatnot, especially the people in the area. Bukius, Soviet Dog, and Hero here are the only ones on this northern flank. Moneyman and someone else on their right, though. Synchronized. I don't know if they're going to push out. They're falling back. Oh, they're moving west. House is gonna move, get his guys out of there. They're not even gonna try and push from that house. Okay. They're just gonna try and get behind them.
2, is any way you can dial in your mortar to this position in case we have to pull off. You could mortar them as we pull off.
Do you have a specific in mind?
Yeah, hold on. Roughly Bravo 10-1-2. That's the top of the hill, so if we get to that point, they would be able to watch us almost the entire way back to you guys.
Bravo 10.
Good
1,
movement
2,
here so far. The trigger discipline is on point. They're not even gonna try and lay down a base of fire from here. So they're gonna just
Buddy team has swung the bridge to the north, crossing the river. Bridge is clear. Are they free to come back?
HQ, are they free to come back? HQ's not even here. Yeah,
I'll send it back.
Send it back.
I got eyes on contact to one southwest on the far hill. Maybe direct west to you 4.
Copy that.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe
they're
they're
gonna
doing
watch this
contact
place
pulled
for
off.
days.
Yeah, I got eyes on 2.
For
Let's everyone keep their heads down, because they might be pushing into one's position, so wanna kinda ambush them. They still don't know 4 is there either, so we got the element of surprise.
Oh,
they are
buddy.
coming down the hill towards one's position.
It's
now.
only 2 people. Wait.
One, you want to read me off a grid where you might want mortars to land? I can dial it in, just be ready.
Yeah, hold on.
The buddy team's in the trench at like Alpha 10-4-9 by now.
I like this. They're gonna bait them in. This is
Yeah, Alpha
great
10,
trigger
7,
discipline
2.
right here.
Approximate.
They're letting them stay here. They see them. They know. They're just waiting. Anybody else gonna push up yet? Anybody else thinking about it, huh? They're possibly just waiting for Squad 1, Squads 3, and Squads 4 to get into position. So this is Squad 3. 1, 2, and 4 to get into position.
1, how confident is your B team north across the river? Do you think they can help out there with that air?
Oh, that buddy team will be doing anything at the contact south.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard.
Alright, send them.
Wait, the Brits know where the Russians are? The Brits know this squad is here right now. They know of this squad here.
Yeah, man, I can keep.
And they've spotted contacts in this building here at C11. But they don't know this contact is pushed off. They have eyes confirmed on these 2 people. I know there's 2 people here. They do not have eyes on Squad 1, Squad 2, or Squad 4 on the east. The east, southeast, northeast sort of area. That avenue of approach they're trying to go for. These guys are just going to pull back and get out of here. They didn't take the bait. Or didn't take, Russians did not take the bait, unfortunately. They're not going to push their full squad across this field.
Copy that. I'm pushing it right now.
Should be reaching contact here
Back up against the hill.
very soon. We're reaching about the 20-minute mark of live, and that's generally where we come into contact. Really, 20-minute? Was live. 25. Yeah, about the 30-minute mark of movement. Russians are going to reposition. They don't like the approach. They're going to try and change it up, coming from another angle, possibly coming in on Squad 4.
That could have been the same buddy team that 4 saw. So I would just think it's a squad down there instead of 2 squads. So away. I just think they're spread out far in the south.
They don't know where to look, really. They have a general idea, but it's difficult for these guys here on the front. The potential here for Bukius to see this. Not a high potential. It may slip right on through. It looks like we've got mortars up, and they've got 2 squads on the east ready to assault. So we should hear mortars here soon.
Squad 1, can I wave my mortarman off, or do you still think he's going to be needed soon?
You can wave them off.
Heard.
They're gonna mortar this so hard. It'd be deadly.
I've been waiting forever now.
See how they react.
About a month.
Ooh, contact's gonna be here in the next couple seconds. I hope I can catch this. Bukius is gonna get run up on by Moneyman and Synchronized. Yeah, definitely gonna get run up on. Is he watching? Not.
Enemies pushing me. Enemies pushing my position. 195, 50 meters in front of me.
Copy. Relay to squad.
He's gonna get shot. Relay the information though. Good call out.
See a guy, 233. Close.
Shoot him. What's the call here? Are they gonna shoot? He's gonna run off. Oh, they don't know what to do. They're both just like, who shoots first? The standoff. They're pulling back. You see them crawling back. Gonna shoot first. He's gonna pull the trigger. Bukies is gonna get shot, I think. Yeah, he's hesitant.
Buddy team is still south of 4.
Copy. If you can engage him, just fucking kill him. Okay.
Copy that.
Plus a frag. Do a frag. There you go. They took out Synchronized.
We're engaging.
Heard.
Come on, Soviet. He saw him.
Give me a grid on that contact and call mortars on him.
We think it might just be a scout. Hold one though.
Copy.
A scout, right? Just a scout. Contact on the south. So 3 is finally coming to contact. They've lost a guy. Squads 4 and Squad 1 still trying to make progress on the east. I haven't got eyes on Squad 2 just yet. Still just out of range. Shots now being exchanged back and forth. Bukius not hurt. Soviet not hurt.
Oh, command, I got contact to my east.
Squad 3 sees Squad 4 now.
Phoenix. It's the barn to my south. That's where they are. Small element.
Tyrant in the village.
To the west. Hold on.
It's Alpha 1193.
Mortars out. Anybody calling this?
And those are their mortars drop.
Got a mortar.
I think I heard enemy mortars to the south. Everyone gets their heads down. 4
Hide.
It is the A11-9 area.
Oh, nobody was in the area, but now they know they have mortars.
Just a couple mortars, just a second, please.
Get in a cover.
4, please repeat grid.
Alpha 11-9.
Heard.
Yo, we can watch the east from inside the building.
So, Dwarf has also spotted contact to his east, I assume he said? I don't assume, I know he said east. So he spotted Easy
110?
Squad. Doesn't know about the squad to his north though. Squad 2. Very good movement here by Russian squad as they start their assault.
Contact to your east.
Stand by. I lost eyes.
Let's watch where these mortars land.
Bird.
I'm looking that way.
Not as effective as they could be. They're not even destroying any of the sandbag emplacements.
Were those enemy mortars?
A-frame,
Yeah,
enemy mortars landed.
Copy that. I think I heard them launched far off to my east.
Yeah, they're somewhere to the southeast.
Copy that.
Hear him again firing to my direct east.
Send them and get them.
We're gonna watch these mortars land, then we're gonna go catch where those mortars are landing. The British mortars landing. The Russian mortars about to land. Okay, they're not gonna kill anybody, I don't think. Maybe? Nope, don't kill anybody. Let's go catch where these land over here. This was a position called out. Okay.
Alright, Commander, we went through the trench to my east, northeast.
Right on target, but there's people on the inside, or like it's hidden right on top of the roof. So good call out. It's gonna force these guys to move. So far in kills, it's 1 and 1. Who went down here? Like Soviet Dog went down. Unfortunate Soviet Dog. He went down. Where did
Command in the switch
Bukius
that we were
does
in
not
for
go
did
down.
lose
He
one man.
manages out.
Yeah.
They're gonna pull back. They're gonna fall back off this, and there's no point in holding that position. Let's see.
Command be advised.
What?
Contact east, roping up. 300 meters in the tree line.
There they go. They're starting to actually blow up some stuff now.
Contact the direct east of 4 as well. About 400 meters, 300 meters.
Oh, this is such a weak flank. 3 can definitely overwhelm this. He's just very hesitant to push through.
Contact it and then disperse back to the bridge and the ditch north of it. Just ambush that contact quickly and get out of there.
Ambush contact quickly and get out of there. That's the call. So get guys on.
I see them.
Get ready. They shoot. Shoot. Get them down. Kill a couple people maybe. There they go. They hurt Godzilla Pro. Nobody else is dead yet. Godzilla's gonna be able to bandage. Get out of this. Lawn Archer squad is spotted though, and they're gonna pull back. That's the call. That's a great call. Get out of there. Tree's pulled way back. They're super hesitant to engage this.
I got a 2 here.
Negative vehicles.
Negative vehicles, okay.
So far.
You guys here, so this. Oh wow, mortars landing right where they need to. Such powerful mortars. Bybee gets hit. Doesn't really kill anybody, but wow, that almost hit young boy, your boy Chris and Big Rago. Great mortars. Great mortars. They just need to push them out a little bit. It's so close. Like that's really good for one grid.
We can do it.
No, I was asking if that's where the enemy mortar was.
Oh, sorry.
I think their mortar is more
firing long range
east of my
at your
position,
boy
more
Chris
south
and
of
Big
that
Rago.
dwarf.
Update on kills, 2 for British.
Possible.
Excuse me. 2 for British and 1 for the Russians. Still, we're at long range engagements, but we've had firefights now. We've had engagements. Let's go look at this Storm's mortar before fully going to see what the rest of the platoons are doing. Looks like it's just going to be him making the mortar. Not much as far as security goes. He's going to continue to dump his ammo. A lot of guys hurt on lawn darts. His squad there. You see at least 2 hurt, 3 hurt with lawn darts.
Mortars are trying to hit 4 right now.
Copy 4.
4, if you need another mortar mission called out.
Copy that.
Nobody hurt here. Nobody's really guiding. See, the thing, I think the problem is with these mortars are nobody's guiding in Storm's mortars. So Storm's mortars are landing sort of, he's definitely using the mortar calculator, and they're landing where he wants them, but nobody's guiding them into an actual target. Because right now he's just looking at a map and he's picking the spot on the map where he wants the mortars to hit. Whereas Storm or Cuba's mortars or Phoenix's mortars, they're giving out proper grids and they're trying to correct them as best they
If you
can.
open up, then do so. I guess just hold in there. If you need to fall back a little bit, you got a lot of trench space to do so.
I got your team in the open, so I'm gonna engage.
Fire team out in the open. Let's go check this out.
And 1, scale of 1 to 10, how good is your position over there?
Iron, mortars outbounds.
Copy that.
Engage.
Man, it's killing me just watching them sit there.
Squad 1.
There they go.
I'm gonna gauge the
Stop
line
it.
and Russell, okay?
Yeah, definitely fire team out in the open, catching these guys. Oh no, Wayne Newton, Lex Ryan, Bump, Mendez, couldn't catch the last name. They're hurting right now.
Charlie 896. Charlie 896. Spread him out.
Check this.
I
Charlie
have no eyes,
896. Alright. That's a good call out. We'll see if that matters, or if it lands where they need them to. Other mortars out from Phoenix. Doesn't look like they killed anybody. I just say that because they do. 3 kills for the Russian, or 3 kills for the British, 1 kill for the militia. I don't think they killed anybody though. Possibly. I wanna watch this
If you're engaging
engagement on the
protection
north.
in that position, then keep on. But if you want
mortars up and splash time.
If you want to pull it closer, 1 into the fob or into the trenches near the fob, you can do
Alright,
so.
Phoenix, just copy.
Ooh, that cut him in half. Oh, that almost hits D-League and Lex Ryan. They're hurting.
I don't think
They're gonna have to
It's
bandage.
gonna be best if they're attacking from the east, northeast, southeast, right?
Yeah, I'll keep a fire team here.
That squad is falling back to the east, going up the hill.
Heard 3. Go ahead, just hold
off on mortars at
good work.
2.
I cut him in half. Good mortars.
Holding off on mortars.
I'm really enjoying the mortar work from Phoenix right now. Can't wait to play this game.
4,
Definitely a fun game to play in mobile. Mortar, fire, machine gun fire out onto Sugar. Looks like Bybee had gotten hurt somewhere. Oh no, Sugar might not make it out of this. He's trying to return fire as best he can. Got his head down long enough to get out of there. They're just not able to get close enough to be of any use. I think their chance to get as close as they were was on the south, but they just didn't want to engage right here. They just didn't want to take this engagement to push in, and that might have been their opening.
Again, if pressure is applied, fall back.
Months after my PC completed from being completed. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're able to hold it.
Yeah, I remember when I built my first PC. I'm actually still using this. I built it like 2 years ago. And it's great having your own PC that you built yourself. It's a lot of fun. And I feel like I can do anything, even though I definitely can't with it. Yeah, good luck. It's like adult Legos. It's a lot of fun. I'm just trying to get as good a position as I can looking west. These Russians are in okay spots, mostly defensive positions. They're very hesitant to push in, and the kills sort of show it. Squads 4, or British get 4, Russians get 1. They're just, they push, they pull back, they push, they pull back. Eventually they're not going to have the guys to make that push. So I think they need to find their opening and then need to push full force, or it's just, they're going to continue to get picked off.
Understood.
Here's my PC from 2013, granted I upgraded
Dwarf, if you have another fire.
That's the thing I like, is like I want to get a new hard drive, and I know, wow, nice mortars landing right on top of my camera, right on top of the British mortar.
Hold on those fire missions for
he goes down. Razor goes down. Yeah, but anyways, as I was saying, I want to replace like my hard drive or add an extra hard drive because I'm running out of space on my SSD. I want to get another one. And I know I don't have to buy an entirely new computer. I can just buy the SSD and install it and just have a third one. Pretty nice. I'm glad Wayne didn't die. Yep, Wayne makes it out of there for now. Looks like he's closest to the two friendlies from the looks of it. Actually, it's such an awkward line. Like, this is a nice little battle line between 4 and 1, but then they've got 3 and 2 sort of maneuvering behind them that don't really fit in anywhere. I need someone to teach me this game when I get my PC.
I am.
Oh yeah, definitely hop in the Squad Ops Discord. There's a lot of people playing Squad all the time. Just hop in, say, hey, I'm new. Somebody teach me what's up, tell me what's up. Or just hop into a public server and say I'm new. Pick medic, go medic, and just heal people, save people, stay alive. That's the hardest part of this game, is staying alive and then being able to recognize uniform.
If they're smoking to north 3, try to get eyes to your east. They could be doing some cheeky stuff.
4 can also act as a GRF if needed. We can flank them if they attack from the east or west. Sorry.
Heard 4.
I wonder if I could stream this along with you guys if I get into this. Right now we only allow our Squad Ops to stream it, like either through our stream, and if you're a POV streamer, we do a multicam stream. They will stream, and I pull in their channels, and I end up streaming a multicam stream. But if you want to record and then upload it to YouTube later, that's perfectly acceptable. But for streaming purposes, it's strictly Squad Ops.
Bag it down right here next to us.
Awesome.
Just because it's a really nice spot here, being a bush boy. Not exactly on target, just shooting in general area. That last tracer was almost a hit. But I like this position, and this is just oh, I was about to say, this goes to show you don't need to have the bipod down to shoot accurate burst, but he has his bipod down. This is like the perfect position then. Look at that. Look, it's a sneaky spot. Just gonna pull out a little bit. Like, I lost him. There he is. Look at that. Oh man, sneaky. Tracers do work against him though. Go ahead and pull back and go check out where these Russians are. Where are they? Here they are. And these guys got flanked, it looks like. Bybee or Squad 3? No, they didn't get flanked. This is still that same engagement. He's back here.
4, do you think if we send you
Server.
looking for that mortar,
Bybee
you can
gonna
find
push
it?
back. Bybee gonna probably go down here as bullets kicked up. Dirt kicked up at his feet as he's running. Are you guys doing 2 integrations tonight? We're doing 2 rounds, yes. This is round 1, nearing the end game of this first round.
Do you want us to do that?
Negative. Hold for now.
Copy.
Right now, 4 kills for the British, 2 kills for the Russians. This is gonna be a long one, I feel. Continue to lay long-range fire, Sugarheart, and your boy Chris, as the rest of his squad pull back and try and make another assault in another direction. They are just completely pulling back to the east. Oh, just gonna completely readjust their angle of approach. Is not working. Storm just not gonna want to push in from this angle, and he's gonna try and find a way around, possibly in from the north. I'm not sure. I think he's gonna harden up here on the north and continue to push in from this direction. Keep up the fire. Fire and maneuver. Fire and maneuver.
Command 3.
Go 3.
Command, we've got contact somewhere in, like, I don't know, Delta
They're trying to
E,
shoot us, but we got sand.
around there. Maybe if they're back trail E, but they are far. They don't want to fight us, even though there's multiple squads.
Squad.
Delta, okay, heard it. Phoenix, can you get back on the mortar? Or has it been destroyed?
I can't a good grid, so I'm not gonna ask for more.
Gonna do a nice wide shot as we look. There's a lot of Russians in the distance. God, it's so hard to do this. I want to get a nice like wide shot, but I know it's very difficult to see on stream just because it's like tiny red dots that I have to like lean into my screen to see. But let me try and get a angle for this. Let's see. So here's what we got. I'll start over here on Dwarf. This is the main line of Dwarf squad right here from east to west, holding this trench line. They're being engaged by 2 full squads, it looks like, in the distance. Like I'll have their names to make it a little bit easier. The top right hand side of the screen, long range games across 2 fields almost, as the rest of their platoon starts to move and is trying to get into any solid spot. But you see, Dwarf squad, wow, look at those mortars landing and taking out 2. Oh, Phoenix looks like a frag. Smoke's going down, covering the area.
Hey, this is why we don't give attacking team mortars on static objects, boys.
So they've got
Just sit away for 30 minutes, hitting us with mortars. No counterplay.
east to west hold, looking northeast.
Oof.
Holding the south with squad 4. Squad 1 just doesn't really want to push in here. Squads 2 and squad 4 sort of getting into positions.
Yeah, I mean, we
on the
can push
northeast.
Yeah. If 4, what's it looking like to your east?
We're just waiting on the Russians to attack.
Okay. Put a pin on that.
Copy.
We gotta push these guys. We gotta take their mortar out. 3, you still got 2 elements to your northeast, right?
Yeah, there's one fucking way out there that I don't even know where they are now, and then there's another in a trench. To my northeast. Northeast. Sorry, east. My east.
Long range engagement. It's just, I like to commentate further on it, but there's not much to be said on this. Just waiting on the Russians to maneuver. Squad 3 is just waiting to push northwest, it looks like.
Now. Just
Squad
try
1
and
is
spot
on
target,
the
not even
southeast,
doing anything.
holding. Update on kills: 5 for the British, 2 for the Russians.
I really fucking wish we could flank.
Yeah, just hold fire.
Round one. This is round one. So we've lost a majority of the guys who have been lost were squad 1, which is why he's hesitant to sort of push in from this direction. But it looks like he's going to try again, at least for a distraction force, keep 4 locked down in this direction, allowing squads 2 and squads 4 in this side for the Russians to push in. But eventually he's going to have to commit somewhere. It's only a matter of time.
Probably in that tree line. We still got contacts in the northeast.
OG Azrael may be able to spot this.
3, sit rep over there.
Stand by.
Hey, squad lead, I'm here.
Alright.
Where you need me?
Yeah. You're just chillaxing. Our blind spot is our east.
They keep trading shots
So if they
with
walk
us,
up on us, that's where they're gonna come from.
We're gonna try and get them to come to
Roger.
us, but
I'm
there's
watching
maneuvering
east.
going on to our east and northeast.
I guess right now let's
It's
keep
pretty
about
full, 75 people.
They
There was
don't.
some
They don't know
trouble
we're here. If they knew we were here,
with
then we'd be
disconnects
dead because
earlier,
of those mortars. So let's keep our heads down as best we can.
Roger.
Just hold a tight angle so that if they
Once
walk
you're going to
up
be
on
able to
us,
spot this, OG Azrael maybe might be able to get into a position here.
Hey, sorry,
But it's mostly
3
going to be Iron Tyrants and his guys as they get pushed up on again.
Trading shots at these guys. They're about 400 meters out, and they're maneuvering from to the east. It looks like going to their northwest.
Can we watch the river? Sure, I'll go ahead and check out the river in just a second. Looks like they're going to have some close range engagements on E-Fink and Viper. Looks like Viper 13 goes down, E-Fink gets shot. Hero's just going to unload into the woods.
Assessing the situation, hold on.
I just sprayed that bitch. I don't know what hit anything.
Like E-Fink goes down to Iron. No, not Iron. Possibly Hamdog or Wicked back there. Iron didn't have the shot. Here gonna toss a frag out. Good idea for the frag. He doesn't know he killed anybody and lands right on them. Looks like they're gonna be pushed in. And they got that dealt. Let's go check out Riverside. Riverside. Not much gonna happen with these guys. They're in a good spot to hold a flank that isn't gonna be pushed. Looks like the squad 1 who was on that flank decided not to push that, or squad 3 I believe was on that flank, decided not to push that. But yeah, this is Riverside. Oh wow, they're pushing far away, far back. They're about 400 or 500 meters out. Is they're gonna try and cross this river? Will they be spotted? Silas is here. Will they be?
Command, be advised. Cannot be certain, but I see guys disengaging and running southeast, east away from us up the trench. Just 2 guys, but
Can't confirm that. I saw it as well.
Heard.
This is the river crossing. Nobody's watching.
4, we just tried to engage the contact was engaging you. They pushed south, so they're gonna be on your southeast now.
Yeah, understood. I have a fire team watching them right now.
Perfect.
Nobody's watching him. Echo 800
3
looking
and
away.
1 try to
Flicker's
work
looking
together to
away.
engage that contact, but only engage if necessary. Actually, no, shoot anything you see. Actually, disregard that.
understood.
Very hesitant to move here, getting his whole squad online. They're gonna push across en masse, I think, just so they don't get caught out or
I'm gonna see if I
caught out
can
at
get
different
with
times.
an ATGM or tow.
They're
Sorry.
gonna move along the riverside? That's not a good idea. Oh boy. I thought they were gonna cross the river. But okay. This is we'll see. Definitely thought they were gonna cross the river. That's not the case, as Moneyman takes point. Nobody's looking at him though. Nobody. They're gonna get spotted? I don't know. Jacko 800, Flicker, only ones who could possibly see this. Oh man.
Squad lead 4 looks like
man.
my guy sees somebody near your position.
Yeah, cut that.
Yeah, 4 is in
Hate it.
contact too.
There's a whole platoon.
Man, I'm watching your east at this
What is
time.
going on here? This should not be working. Oh my god, what is this? Alright, alright.
3, I have at least a fire team coming down the river, right side of the river, coming south now.
Alright, they
Maybe a
spotted
squad,
him.
at least a fire team.
They spotted him.
Heard.
Squad 1 spotted them.
They're in the river bed, then let them up.
Got it.
It's a squad. It's a full squad.
Full, it's spotted now. The jig is up. I don't know how it was working for the longest time. They spot the guys in the back. They don't spot the guys in the front as these guys start to get shot at. Look, you see them go down? Yeah, engagement. They need to push through. Push through. You can't sit here in this engagement. Get into some cover. Run along the tree line. Do something. Don't try and sit here and return fire. You're just going to get torn to pieces. I'm going to push up. Mr. Moneyman, Hawk, Lord Chanka, and Sledby need to make something happen and stop this engagement.
Delta 1087, we have a squad contact over there.
Alright, copy 2.
There it is, yep. This was, I don't know how they got this far, honestly. Oh, just look at them get torn up. Just look at them.
Can you try to mortar that position you just called out?
The mortar's been disabled by enemy mortars.
Oh, fuck. Copy that.
Are you not able to back it up?
No, not over there. I'm assuming no.
Cause I got 2 squads coming on the river now, I think.
Heard 3.
Permission to fire.
Oh yeah, permission to fire. Granted, you let him up. I'm gonna hit this guy with a tow, so.
Fire being returned here. Just listening to the squad comms. Keeping an ear out, seeing what they hear, what they think, how the situation is developing, and I think the squad comms could be a little bit better. I don't feel like necessary information being passed, like that question, their position, permission to fire. I feel like that should have already been relayed. Light up anything you see. Made sure that was cleared. They've only lost, a handful in that engagement. 5 so far. 10 kills for the British, 2 for the Russians. Wow, the bullets skip over the water. Yeah, the bullets will ricochet now. It's really neat. Your boy Chris and Bobby probably not going to make it out of this, but a good chunk of it do make it into the tree line. Let's go check out Hawk, Sled V, Lord Chonka, Mr. Moneyman. See how these guys can get in there. They're going to have to just be face down in there. They're crawling the entire way if they want to make any kind of progress, it looks like.
They're smoking on 4th position. We're pulling back successfully, but they're moving to take our old position.
Yeah, this is going to be stagnant for a little bit as these guys continue to fire. 4 is going to start to push back. They finally got on 4's flank. 4's was in such a precarious position for so long. I'm surprised they're just now getting pushed. But they could have been flanked very, very long ago. Iron Tyrant, Bokius, Wicked G, and Hero being flanked now from their south and southwest, which should have been done so long ago. Cave Boy 7B and Godzilla Pro finding a good spot to come in from.
Fucking heads.
They're gonna try and hold though. Godzilla Pro 7B getting shot at. Are the mortars still up? They're not sure. See, this communication should have been had. Like, who's on point? Who has squad comms? Squad 2. Ask Squad 2. Squad 2. Are their mortars still up? Are their mortars still up? Let's check. Mortars are still up. They just have to be dug.
Can we get some
dig them back up. But the communication just needs to be a little more clear. Get guys in situation. Get guys to do things that you need done. Don't just ask over and over again. These guys are gonna go down here. I don't think this is gonna work.
Move to USL.
They're gonna try and just bounce back.
Command, enemy contacts in roughly.
Started watching late. Can you explain what is going on? This is Operation Jinx Gold. This is Operation Jinx. Essentially, these guys were given the mission about 20 minutes, 30 minutes before the op started. Well, actually, probably closer to about 45 minutes before the op started. And essentially, the British are tasked with holding a tow position, which is right here, and a village on this end. The Russians are tasked with assaulting the tow position and destroying the tow and the fob. So this is the Russian objective to assault this. British are defending. Right now, the Russians are having a very tough time pushing through these open fields. Right now, 11 kills for the British, 3 for the Russians. But it could swing in either direction. I don't think it will. The Russians sort of walked themselves into a kill zone here when they tried to push along this river. And it was spotted by about a squad and a half, and they've just been getting laid into ever since then. Squad 2 on this end hasn't really moved. Lane Newton's in charge of that right now. I'd like to see them be a little more aggressive, but again, open fields to push in from this direction. And Squad 1 making some progress. Not no progress, but they're making some progress into this checkpoint area. But again, they're going to have to push uphill. I'd like to see them get underneath that bridge and then try and push up through the trench. But we have this eye in the sky. We can see everything. The guys on the ground are working with the information that's being transmitted through, squad comms, local, and command. Are they only allowed 1 life? They are only allowed 1 life, Gold Nugget. As soon as you go down, you are out. If you can bandage yourself in time, you can revive, or you can get healed back to full. But if you go down, you are out. 2 can move if they smoke it out. I agree. 2's probably in the best position to move, in my opinion, because they're so far out. Storm's been spotted. They're so far out. They can reinforce wherever they need, but here they're not doing anything. I think they're just waiting for command comms to do, because this isn't an original squad lead. This is a fire team lead. Wayne Newton is, and a lot of times those guys aren't as proactive as they should be, because they're the fire team lead. They weren't put here in they're not in charge of the squad. They weren't originally supposed to be in charge of the squad. They were meant to be in charge of fire team, less guys, and then they get thrust into that whenever their squad lead dies. It can be a little intense sometimes. But smoke and push, maybe. If they had the mortar smokes, definitely. This is a dangerous spot to push in from. What do you think? A lot of open ground, isn't it?
Charlie 875. Charlie 875.
Charlie 87. That's a good spot. They're gonna smoke out here. Looks like D-Leak's putting down his rifleman ammo bag. Let's watch. They got the mortars back up.
You see the smoke to the east?
That push is suicide. I agree. They've pushed. So this push on the south, they've gotten out of the river, which is probably for the best. This looks dangerous, but in all honesty, it's not more dangerous than the riverside where they were clumped up and whatnot. This allows them to push through a bit of tree line and get into this trench. It looks like, as they have, and this is the engagement range they want here. This allows them to go a little more even with the British and really put some pressure on from the northeast, potentially allowing Squad 1 and Squad 2.
Thank you. Stand by for adjustments.
Is it over when everyone is dead? It is over when the attackers complete their objective, generally until everybody's dead. The attackers' objective is to destroy that fob, and then it usually goes to till the last man standing. The mortar should land about this area. Guess not. Way off. These don't hit anything. I think the idea was to hit Wayne Newton and his squad. While they're pushing through the field. We're missing it. Captain Kush goes down.
Way too far.
BVD runner goes down. Oh no.
It is Charlie 8.
What is this?
75. Charlie 8.
They needed. They were in the best position to move, and I agree with the push through. They just didn't have the assets necessary to push through this open field. This field was suicide, though. Oh yeah, they're moving tower to tower. I understand what you mean now, Russian. They're moving from electrical tower pylon to the next electrical pylon. Looks like Nestor eventually goes down. Did anybody make it out of this? No. No. They lost. They lost like 4 guys in that engagement. Oh no. Mendax and D-League didn't even push up. They weren't the ones who had to push through that. Oh. Nice try. I wonder what they're going to try next. This is 100% spotted. Mendax is getting shot at here. Oh boy. What are your options? What do you do? Update on kills. We got 18 for the British, 4 for the Russians. They've gotten this closer. This is now like about 100-150 meter range engagement. This is a much better position for them here. This is dead. This is done for. This is essentially 4 dead people waiting. Like this is 4 people just waiting to die essentially. Squad 5 is staying alive. I mean, the command squad is staying alive. He's making slow progress here. 18 kills versus 4. Yeah, that's defender's advantage for you. They can sit here and wait for them to push. And they make them pay for it. Even with the attackers having mortars, they just weren't able to do anything.
Oh, I think I see him. Is it 195?
195, yeah, direct. 195. The tracers are on.
Roger.
Oh, nice shots by Thomas the Tank. Big Tank something, right? Thomas the Spank Engine taking shots at Cake Boy. Who's red and who's blue? Red is the Russians, blue is the British.
Yeah, they're on one of the power lines. Like, I don't know which one. I'm just getting called.
C998.
C998.
C998. They threw smoke.
Pardon?
They threw smoke. 185, 190.
Or 185.
To be honest, the Russian one would have been better. I 100% agree, Merrick. Yes, that is.
Yeah,
I love smoke mortars in ops. That allows for so much movement. It is long lasting. You can lay down a wide screen if you know what you're doing. And it is just so powerful. Like,
those are accurate.
HE mortars
He's behind you, didn't get him.
Good enough, in my opinion, to waste the ammo.
He's standing up.
Like, you have to almost hit them to really get a kill. You have to like land on their heads.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead. You got him. He's dead. He's nice. Beautiful.
Got him, Cake Boy.
Roger.
Okay. Beautiful.
You might want to tell Squad 4 that we got him.
So
they can stop firing.
But dude, like smoke mortars, like just blanket smoke this entire area. Don't allow them to see, and then you can rush or blanket smoke like the middle of this area, and then push up to the next pylon or smoke mortars. Kill everybody's frames, but it's fine. Just smoke mortar the shit out of them and then push. That's the call. E-Fink and somebody are still trying to push. They really want to push through this. E-Fink. Oh no, Mendax. Mendax, Wayne Newton, and Lex. Still knows that Mendax gonna bleed out here. X dead. Trying. What are you? They're gonna keep trying too. This is so Russian of them. Probably no more ammo. Definitely no ammo. I will watch Wayne Newton die here, but no ammo for sure. Let's check. I can check that kind of stuff now with this handy dandy feature. Yeah, no more ammo. 1200 build. No more ammo. That's the thing, it's combined arms. You gotta combine your assets. You can't use one, then use the other. You have to use the mortars and then immediately start having while you're using the mortars, you should have your guys moving to push. Is command down?
It sounds like
Command went down here. Looks like Storm managed to push in here. Londarts and Cobra pushing in here with with Storm as they push in from the south. Really solid push. Really want to watch Wayne Newton and them go down. Yeah. Wow. We did not catch that. Storm managed to make a powerful push here.
Okay, we're all back in a
Takes out 2. Looks like. How much mortar ammo do they have? Funky Monkey? I don't know if they have any mortar ammo left. They have 750, so they got enough for about 7 tubes. It's 90 ammo per 3.
Roger. My
Technically, the bridge will run out of ammo. That is
pushing me on
correct.
the
Technically,
river,
the bridge will
and
run
I've
out
got
of
pushing me
ammo.
on the
But
trend line I'm
750
in
is a
now.
lot of ammo, especially if you're using it for like rifle
We're doing
ammo.
fine so far. I'm 6 strong.
Lone Darts and Cobra stopped here by Iron Tyrant and friends.
We got hold for 17 more minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Lone Darts and Cobra not able to make any kind of progress from here, just being cut off by about 4 people. Storm going to try and push in through the trench. Update on kills 28 for the British, 6 for the Russians, as they're just torn apart, they're picked apart, and they're spread apart all over the place. Yeah, we've got 5, 6 guys over here, 6 people over here being cut off by Dwarf Squad. They've got 4 guys over here cut off, or actually trying to push the objective. And so the Russians had the option of 1 mortar or 1 MTLB with the NSVT. Which would you have chosen? Because it doesn't seem like the mortars were as effective as they needed to be, but I'm not sure. And with this toe placement, I feel like the MTLB would have been perfect for this, because it's not in a solid spot to cover like very long distances. It's such a low ground. And it was more to watch this south end. If you bring the MTLB in from the north, like, it would just run things over, I feel. Does everyone have to play at the same settings? Is rendering distance a thing? We have tournament settings on, and rendering distance has to be at a minimum high? I don't remember. I have everything at max settings, so tournament settings are fine with me. But, yeah, it's like at a minimum high or something like that. First attack position from the south looked like it would have been their best bet. That's a solid point. That's a great argument there. This position here at the A11 keypad, they could have pushed in. Like, if they had pushed in here, I'll even go flyovers, how important of a position I felt that it was. Where is it? Right here. They were positioned in here. They pulled off more west, trying to get around it, realized the tree cover wasn't good, and then they pulled back all the way around to the east and tried to move in this way. If they had just pushed off here into this tree line and pushed down the hill, they would have overwhelmed the 3 guys that were there, Iron Tyrant, and yet Soviet Doge and Bokius or something like that. They would have overwhelmed that position so quickly, and then they would have had a powerful tree line to push in from the south. But they overestimated what the contact was in this area, because they came into contact right at the tree line, lost one for one, and then they pulled back. They overestimated how many people were actually there. They didn't push, and I think that cost them in time and just overall tempo. And they should have used the mortars more strategically, I agree. Looks like Storm, Lone Darts, and Cobra managed to make it into the trench line, but trench line is now compromised from, who is this? Wicked G1 and Iron Tyrant. Not a lot of command comms going on right now. The local is nice, though. The local comms are working. Yeah, concealment was their problem. Yeah, it's a good call.
Inside
Concealment definitely was their problem.
Alright, good job.
Advancing from 130, 131.
They got
southeast.
1. Yeah, you sure you got 1.
I can't see crap.
Yeah, they were 25 meters. He was crawling through the bush. I blasted him.
Alright, turn my foliage up. Doesn't really help, but kind of.
They're still in there. Saw a head bob up.
He spotted Cobra and Lone Darts. It was like Storm is staying really low. He's not actually really moving. It's really hard to spot him. He's watching down the trench. Wait for anybody. He's getting up. He's peeking. Takes out Thomas. Wow, nice shot.
back. I'm not sure. Who's engaging now?
Did the grenade reach? Oh, there you go. Ooh.
They had all the opportunity. They wasted time and got blue and let blue get set up and get really good security. Yeah. Blue security was really nice, especially I'm really happy with how Iron Tyrant played the southern part. He made himself look really big, maybe unintentionally, but he made himself look really big, forcing off 2 full squads before eventually getting pushed back.
Regrouping for a final push.
Oh yeah? Okay. Yeah. If you see something moving that field, bro, just shoot at it, man. They know where we at.
How far away are they from you 2 and 4?
Southeast trench, southeast trench.
It's fucking close. Direct east.
Stand by 1.
Don't fucking hell Mary and nade right now.
150 meters, probably.
Nade your fucking nade.
They're like 100 meters from that trench.
Kobe. Oh, right on top of Storm. A little past him, but
yeah,
great grenade. Great grenade. Amazing what proper spacing does. Yeah, definitely. They were shooting at him from different angles, and it made them seem like there was more guns pointed at him than really was. They got eyes on Londart's there as he tries to push up to that pylon. Iron Tyrant does.
See that guy?
And take some shots at him.
That SL's still alive.
And that's where is from.
Almost. Londart's is trying, or Iron Tyrant's trying to take shots at Londart's.
But he's dead. He gave up.
But if Red pushed that bridge and kept pressure on, they might have had the difference in that security. I agree. The more and more, the more and more we sort of talk about it, and oh, it looked like the stream went down there for a second. Think we're back up. Yeah. Yeah, the more and more we talk about it, the more confident I get. Yeah, that southern push was the key, and they just sort of they didn't throw it away, but they wasted the opportunity. Stream was fine. Oh wow, it sort of flickered on my like preview window.
Just keep holding on, boy. I think bottom shoot up pretty good.
Londart's trying to get up and peek. Getting shot. I believe Londart's is the last one. Londart's goes down.
Who's facing
nope,
it's contact? You two?
We got one guy left. Londart's finally goes down. We've got Drunk Elf. Must be really drunk to be running in the complete opposite direction.
They're not really moving towards us too much.
This is over. Yeah, this is 100% over. Update on because 36 for the British, 7 for the Russians. Not much the Drunk Elf is going to be able to do. Let's see who's really the key squads. It doesn't feel like any one squad stood out, in my opinion, just watching it. Yeah, it's all pretty even. 7, 10, 11, 6. Like, everybody did something. Everybody pulled their weight and held their flanks where they needed to. So it wasn't like a few key people. It was just overall squad positioning. Where did Drunk Elf go? Did I lose him? There he is. Stay on him. They know where he is. Look, they're shooting at him. Just go, Drunk Elf. Go. You have 8 minutes. And what a round this was. It feels like this was a really long round. This is probably one of the longest ops.
To take my squad and go clear out that toe.
This is one of the longest ops I've seen in a long time. Very long time. And it really just came down to the hesitance of the of the Russians.
5 minutes left.
He wanted to find an opening that was just wide open, like with a welcome mat out saying, "Please come in here." Like this is the approach. When in reality, he was gonna have to poke at any of the flanks, whether it be north, east, or south. He wasn't gonna come in from the west. He was gonna have to poke at either north, south, or east flank, and he probed every single time, and each probe went a little worse. Because he probed south and it was fine. He lost one guy. He definitely could have pushed through. He probed southeast, east. Started losing guys out in the open and it didn't work. And then he probed north by trying to go down that by trying to go down this river. And he got torn up. So it just got progressively worse for him. And Drunk Elf finally goes down a long range fire. It's a very tough position for these British to hold. And that is GG. Who was the commander for the Russians? It was Storm was the commander for the Russians. Kuba was the commander for the British. Great hold for the British, making it very, very difficult for them to hold. 37 for the...
I'll take four. I'll take four.
Every single dot I took.
I'll take 3. I'm down with
Did
that.
I really get 4?
Gonna let this calm down a little bit before telling you what's gonna happen next.
In
We're gonna go ahead and get set up for the next round. Stick around. Should be a very quick start. We want to get this rolling as quickly as possible. Get this second round going.
Actually, 1 hour, 10-minute round.
That was a long round. Gonna swap sides as well. I don't know if I said that. Gonna swap sides and get set up for the next round. Russians will play British. British will play Russians, and it will actually be a completely different objective for the Russians, or for the Russians to attack and for the British to hold. I'll go over that as soon as we load in and get situated. Make some more squad vids on your YouTube channel. We are actually working on some SOTT videos and things like that, sort of to expand and help our SOTT have a few more like training tools. And those should be the kind of videos you'll see coming hopefully soon. In squad situated, I'll go ahead and spawn in and get into admin cam. So what do you think went wrong last round, if we haven't already talked about it, if you had a different opinion than that southeast push, because that's really where it came down to. He had that foothold here at A1192, and he just didn't want to take advantage of it. He pushed back, and in this base of fire, I'm unsure why he didn't decide to put down some fire there from B11, but maybe he wanted to use them as the assault element and not really have that long range of a base of fire. You could use smoke and bounding to counter open fields in the mortar. Yeah, I agree. Late smokes on the field push for sure. Yeah, if they had pushed in, where was it? This field here. These are the 2 pylons. If they had mortar smoke even here, and then push in through to the next pylon, or mortar smoke here to cut off more advance and potentially just bound past one pylon to get to the next, and then you'd have a solid position to push from there. Not great, not amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but a chance. This was just ill-advised, pushing through the rivers. I don't bad call, and he ended up paying for it. So waiting for them to create their squads. Let's go. So let me go ahead and read over the mission brief for you guys. This is going to be the exact mission brief that the platoon leads will get. Right now they should be getting it, honestly. Or they will be getting it, honestly. British mission. Are you guys planning to have operations using the tanks? We will, once we can tweak the like hit points and whatnot of vehicles, make them a little more viable for operations, and to make them a little more fair. I don't know if fair is the right word, but make them useful in operations, because right now the tanks are just invincible killing machines, and it's not fun to die to a tank that you can't do anything about. So let me go ahead and read this situation for you. The British defenders. For those of you who don't know, this is Jinx, Operation Jinx. I'm your commentator, ShadowedRitual. This operation is essentially attack defense for both, but they do not get their mission objective until right now. They're getting it as we speak. So British, the brief they will be getting is actually, we'll see if we can catch it.
On top of a hill, give them all the fob resources they want.
Give them a tow. And 600 meters open.
Let me go ahead and read this this brief. So, command is preparing for the.
Duke, are you ready for your brief?
He's gonna do it here. Cool.
Yep.
Just listening to this brief. I'll bring up the map.
All right, gentlemen. Command is preparing for the northern line to collapse. As the Russian attack presses on, in preparation for this collapse, Command wants us to set up some prepared positions further back to slow or stop the Russian advance. Your platoon is tasked with building and manning one of these positions. Your platoon is to proceed to Juliet 8 and build fortification on the rock outcroppings that flank the road on the west and the east. This is a possible avenue of approach for Russian armor. Command wants you to build 2 tow emplacements and some substantial fortifications. While there is no report of Russian activity in this area, the engagements in the west from several hours ago suggest Russian forces may be probing ahead to secure locations such as the one you are assigned. Defend the location until you receive further orders. Once you drop off your supplies, come back for another load. We need this position prepared for anything coming down that road. Lastly, once those 2 tasks are complete, company would like your platoon to set up an OP to overwatch the bridge in Juliet 883. An engineer team will arrive in the dark and set explosives on the bridge, and company wants it secured for them. The main areas of concern are your north and your west. It's also possible for some small Russian elements to have infiltrated to your east and south. All of their units are committed to the front. Consider your entire area contested as lines are in flux. I'm going to break that down. Yeah, I see you got your marks. So you need to have a tow set up on both those marks. Somewhere in there, you get to set up 1 radio. With that 1 radio, you need to be able to set up the tows on both rocks. So keep radio placement in mind for that. Once you have that done, secure that northern bridge in Juliet 883. You get 1 Logi run, so you get to take your 3 Logi trucks, and one of them can come back and do 1 more Logi run for extra supplies. Keep in mind, only 2,000 max ammo on the fob. You cannot, so you can put down as much build as you want, and the rest of the ammo that you bring in the Logis, your riflemen can use to resupply. But your tows and your mortar can only use the 2,000 ammo that you initially place on the fob before live.
So I get a mortar and 2 tows, correct?
Affirm. 1 mortar, 2 tows.
Alright, copy that.
You're free to leave that grid after live and defend it as you see fit. You're free to move out at your discretion.
Alright, so it's going to be the same distribution as last time. Silas, you said you wanted the bridgehead?
Absolutely.
Alright. I'll give you the bridge. Bump, you're going to be on point with me. Husey, you're going to be acting as rear guard element. Machine gun marker or somewhere around there. Just make sure they don't walk up on my ass.
Roger.
And then, Lon, you are going to take your squad. You are going to fortify Yihanivka. Reference LED marker. Copy that?
Roger.
Yeah. Alright, so let's get kits distributed. Let's get everyone spawned in. We're just going to drive up there. So we don't have ammo.
You're just listening into his platoon brief. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to try and get through this really quick because live is going to happen any minute now.
Same as last time. So
essentially the British are tasked with holding this center road, north to south road. They have to set up 2 tows, one on either side of the road, west and east. They have to defend it. They have to they have to have Overwatch on this to secure it for demolition. That is their objective. They're going to go there. They're going to defend the tows. They're going to hold the road, and they're going to set demo there. Russians' objectives They need to. I'm not going to read everything because this is how quick live is going to happen. Essentially, it's a much shorter idea, but they know that there's a Russian position somewhere along this full road. They give them 1, 2, 3, 5, 4 different keypads where the possible contact is, and it's this whole road essentially. Russians are tasked with assaulting them. They can choose between main or A9 to get started on, so a north or a west.
Silas, your truck's going to carry 2,000 ammo, and the rest is going to be build. Then we're going to
this is going to be interesting.
Then we're going to have Bump in the trans truck with Husey.
Okay, I guess he's dealing out ammo.
You're going to have 500 ammo, and the rest is going to be build.
Roger.
Yeah, but essentially the Russians are gonna, they know somebody's on here, and this is what they need to attack.
Proceed to location.
They do not know that there's no live time has been called yet, and that is for a purpose. They do not know that live time is called as soon as they get, they place their fob down. So right now they are moving to set up at their positions, and they will set up both the fob and the mortar, and the 2 toes, and once those 2 toes go down, live. See if they plan for this, or not plan for that. If they prepare. I probably shouldn't have said that until it happened, because that would have ruined the surprise. I suck. We'll see what happens though. All about that idea. Are these guys in the right mindset? As soon as they get out of the truck and get ready to get set up, they already know where they need to go. Do they have an idea of what they're going to do when they get there? Because sometimes squad leads like to get there, they need to look around, they need to observe the area, whereas they're going to get there and they're going to go almost right off the bat.
We're going to be doing a small platoon brief.
Oh, they're going to do a platoon brief. Okay.
Well, at least any direction we're shooting. Which bridge are we taking control of 5? Or at the flat mark?
Yep. At 8-8.
Great.
Oh, that.
This is always a really cool position they added here. The guy who stands up. It would suck to ride like this the entire way, but I mean, it's a cool looking position.
That's where we start, at least. We may maneuver from that position.
Given platoon,
Just
or
want to
just
sit
like
up on the
individual
rocks and
squad
start picking
briefs
them off
and
as they try
whatnot.
to cross that open field. You know what I mean?
Oh no, we'll be doing a lot more sneaky stuff than that. We'll likely be pushing off to the north side of the MSR, acting as a flanking element. I might get the lap to Lower Petrovka.
God.
You said you're going to Lower Petrovka?
I might. I don't know. Depends what command tells us to do. If he doesn't tell me to do anything, that's what we're going to be doing.
Cop that.
Getting into position. So this is their starting position. They need to set up a toe here, overlooking the road and the area around it. And let's see, this rock, not here, right here, overlooking the road and everything around it. They added those buildings. Those buildings are new, aren't they? Yeah, these are. This is a nice little area. So once these 2 toes are set up, we will get started. Get his guys lined up for a platoon brief.
Call us, please.
I'm a medic. I can
go flying.
Thank you.
I went flying for some reason.
Gonna wait for a platoon brief. Gonna see what happen. Gonna listen into what Storm's idea for everyone is. We sort of get the idea. I think he's gonna have 2 squads on point, 1 squad on southern point or rear defense, and then 1 squad on the near the bridge area.
We got boned on the spot. That's one of 3 kills we got. So.
We see a little Coyote Ridge over here.
We got 8 kills.
Yeah, I mean rifle.
Would be coming from over there.
We have 4 more kills.
Oh, that's true.
High probability of enemy armor as well.
Oh, nice.
Wow, they remember and we don't.
Did you say tank?
They might have an MTLB.
Alright, guys, let's get everyone organized. We're gonna do a small platoon briefing.
I do believe we can
command.
build before alive too.
Platoon brief.
Man, make sure we set up the toes before live as well, please.
Where my boys all at?
Yep, I'll be setting them up after the brief.
Are we putting down toes using build points, or are we putting down toes with like valid placement? I know it.
Build points.
Listen in on this
Alright.
platoon brief. How many people know about the early start? Event team and me. I guess everybody
Alright, we're
watching.
getting the last of the stragglers in here. Okay.
But none of the people watching
These
are
guys can hear this
our,
as they're walking over.
squad leads
So,
or
good job last round, guys.
platoon
They
leads.
had a superior position with superior fire support. It happens. But good on all of you. I know you all tried your hardest. So, basically what we're going to do, we're going to set up in this position and defend it from Russian attacks. The main Russian force should be coming from our north and our west, although some of them may have slipped around to the south and east. What we're going to be doing is we have 2 tow emplacements allotted to us. We're going to be defending this location along with the bridge that's just off here to our north in Juliet 883. How we're going to accomplish this is we're going to have Silas on the bridge proper, and then we're going to have Londart off in Yanivka, machine gun marker. Going to have Husey providing rear security on the LAT marker, and Bump Squad is going to be on point proper. Rules of engagement are going to be shoot on sight, call it out. Don't be afraid to get aggressive, and have fun, guys. Any questions? Alright, if I go down, Londarts is second in command, followed by 2, 3, then 4. Alright, you guys can break out. I'm gonna get the tow emplacements up. I just want some shovels for those, and then we'll be ready.
So, I like what 3 of his squads are doing. So this is solid positioning, I guess. We'll have to go check it out for sure. But I like the idea. Guy on rear security, use his squad. Guys on point proper. You gotta guard the point proper.
Get the Logi stump.
Sneaky squad in what is it? Yevnivka? Yeah, Yevnivka. I like this. This is gonna be, if they can maneuver out of this at a timely manner. The thing is, a lot of times your flanking elements are super late when it comes to getting to the party, and by the time they're not really a flanking element, they're the assault force, and you know, the turntables. So if they can move out on time, this can be very deadly. They're mostly going to be used for a flanking force. There's no way they're going to be able to be any kind of base of fire here, but I like that idea. Putting a squad on the bridge proper. I don't totally agree with this.
Ambush in.
Where do you position your guys? You can't really go prone here. This
ambush point right here.
I guess ambush point, real like. I don't know. We'll see if they can make it work. Silas seems hopeful, but I'm not for a position here. They had some build points, maybe. Looks like they're still getting the lay of the land. Yeah, one of the tail positions down.
Command, do you want us to hop on and load these toes? Make sure they're good.
As soon as you get the toes up, you're free to start building whenever you like.
Who dropped the 500 stamp?
Nope, I passed him up.
I need it
I'm getting him to
says
pick up the
limit
ammo.
reached on the toes.
You're gonna need valid.
No, always valid placement. That's why we have event admins. They'll get it done.
Always valid zone.
Getting guys run over. See what happens here. I wonder if they're ready. I want to see whose reactions are. We'll stick around here.
Okay, you can turn it off.
So. Yeah, you can start building.
Copy that. You can place down whatever you want. Alright, we're live. Go.
Live.
Outstanding.
The event is live. Everybody's spreading out, getting going into positions. Okay. I want to see somebody fight in this area. This is new to me. It's been so long since I played Iho Rivka that... How long has this been here? Was this here this entire time with this new map? I don't ever come to the center part of this. Who ever comes straight down the road anymore? I don't know.
In the far west.
Man. I want to see some fighting over here in this area. Godzilla Pro, Sud V, Cake Boy Assault and Friends, E-Fake on point, Lawn Darts off on his own little world away from his squad. I guess he's got some space in between him and enemies, so it's fine. Looks like the Russians decided to start from main, so we're going to see a north to south push. They're going to get to Yevnivka just fine.
Be making a Logi run. Everyone just get your defenses up.
Command is going to be making a Logi run? Come on. Don't die, Storm, to making a Logi run. Because there is the option for them to start at A9. Like they can come from the south. Like why make that risk? He's not going to get caught. But why take the risk as command? Getting these guys spread out, things getting built up.
We got all these blocks facing north with good oversight.
Easy, your feet
way
built as
above
well.
these trees, all the way to the compound. About
Gotcha.
That's northeast of here, about 300 meters.
Check out.
Command, this is 3B advised. I pushed out a fire team to lower Petrovka
over their
service
position?
listening point.
No.
Further down this big.
Over here.
Good work.
Not that great a spot. I guess you can make this work. Yeah, Drunk Elf's got a really nice spot here, honestly.
Please do.
Yeah, okay, he made the spot work with some strategic sandbags. It's nice. Good sandbag placement here. Nice, actually. Hopefully it's not used against him. The defenses up here aren't... There's not a lot of people to fill these defenses, so I wouldn't go crazy with the sandbags. But like little OPs, you know, 4 or 5 sandbags for Big Rago to take hold over. This could be good. Yeah, Sugarheart's got enough to run down. Alright. Not gonna see any contact on the south, but I like the idea of the south security. Look, so they went with the MTLB. Russians did apparently. No mortar for them, and they're gonna try for a 3-pronged approach. They've got Squad 2 on the west, Squad 3 on the north with the MTLB, and Squad 4 on the east with the transport. Actually, looks like the potential for 2 different squads here on the west. Let me go ahead and fly over, check that out. So this looks like where the main avenue attack is going to be. 1 and 2 yet, Clay J and Phoenix on the west. We got Dwarf on east, and Squad 4 is Iron Tyrant on the east. Oh, speaking of, let me tell you who is participating in this op command-wise so you know who's making the calls. So for the British team, we have platoon lead Storm with his squad leads Yuzi, Silas, Bump, and Lawn Darts. For the Russian team, we have platoon lead Kuba with his squad. Actually, yeah, platoon lead Kuba with his squad leads Iron Tyrant, Dwarf, Phoenix, and Clay J. Should be an interesting match, pretty even on both sides. I think it's really going to come down to positioning and the ability to come up with a plan on the fly. It's really just proper planning and proper reading of the situation. I think that's where they fell last time, is they just didn't read the situation correctly,
you guys can stay on this big rock
and they tried to commit in an area that just got them chewed up.
Pardon? No, you stay there. That's great. I'm just gonna get closer to you.
I like local comms. They're great so far. A lot of micro managing from the fire team leads, getting into position, and that's great because they've got a lot of area to cover. When you look at it, look at this. Look at the space they've got covered.
Be advised, I have eyes on 1x MTLB NSVT current on the overpass. Juliet 593.
Don't be afraid to send a tow at it. If it's stationary.
It's stationary. I can hit with a gun missile if you want.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, copy.
Dude, he's totally gonna hit this with the tow missile. Holy. Oh god. And boom goes the dynamite. Is it? It's dead, right?
It's gonna burn.
It's totally dead.
Copy that. Remember, I believe MWs are a little tougher.
You're gonna shrug that off?
It's gonna burn out. No, they don't take 2 shots. It's gonna burn out right now. It's on fire.
What a way to start the match. Easy kill for the British.
It's gone.
They disable it.
Good work.
I'm reloading.
Good shot, Bump. I mean, there's really no better way to start off the match for the British right there as they take out the Russians' heaviest asset. Don't kill anybody. They managed to make it out, but
Bump permission to put Lex on that tow.
They lost. They lost the full.
500 build remaining at FOB.
I wonder.
Or 500 ammo. Sorry, 500 ammo left.
How were they all in it? What if they had all been in it and had been an instant kill? Is that the potential for a full 9-man wipe right there? That would have been devastating if that was an instant kill. Fortunately, they all make it out. I'm assuming they weren't loaded up and they were on security. But, yeah, they're out the tow. Or, sorry, they're out the MTLB. Very unfortunate for the Russians, as now they've got to push this on foot. No heavy assets, not even any mortars to help assault this position.
Alright guys, keep your...
Bet they wish they'd chosen the mortars now, right? Yep, exactly.
Good work, Bump.
Watch them move in for a little bit. Listen into the command comms
see,
for the blue while we follow right in.
Do you want me to fuck him up with the missile or no? Oh,
no.
There he fired. Never mind, too late. He just did it. My bad. They're approaching. Yeah, eyes on. Stand by for grid.
Get some MGs firing this direction. When you get the tows, get the MGs.
Yeah, I'll let him know.
What size element do we estimate that at?
So it's a
squad.
So they're currently on the rock. Yeah, it's an element. It's at least
about a squad with command. They got 2 squads on the west and 1 squad on the east. I like this. This east sneaky squad is gonna have to bypass squad 1 here and get in on the flank. These 2 squads. This is actually a really open flank on their west.
Anyone hear?
I like this. They're just drawing fire. All Dwarf has to do is soak up shots without losing too many guys. He's gonna take casualties, but that is his job. He needs to tank this.
I heard link to the west.
Yeah.
That comes down to proper positioning and picking where you want to start engaging and start making yourself look big. I don't know how much closer he's expecting to get or how much closer he wants to get, but he's about to put himself in a very precarious situation here if he doesn't stop.
Yeah,
where does he go though?
Moving around
where? Here, I guess. This isn't bad.
That's where we saw that.
Do something from here. Maybe no. Where you going, Dwarf? Where you going?
But I definitely heard something off to the westish.
What's your idea? Bacon Batman's on point.
Copy. 3's gonna
Let's follow this in.
Readjust the.
Bump, I want you having some guys looking west for me, please.
Maybe looking towards Lower Petrivka, but it's already got 3 guys in. Yeah, looks like they're looking at Lower Petrivka.
I want to get walked up on.
Yeah, copy.
Yep. Looking at Lower Petrifica, Patrick Starr, the only one able to spot this, I think. Silent in the vicinity. Same with Spaceman.
Cross the contact to our east, in West Stepney.
West Stepney?
Correct.
So Dwarf is seeing things at West
just to your
Stepney.
south, buddy.
Roger, you want me to move on it or hold?
Go ahead and move on it.
Alright, Roger.
Huh. Okay, they spotted east at West Stepney. So they didn't spot these guys. West Petrifica is what I was looking at. They spotted this fire team here, this squad here. Bondarts is going to pounce. This is good. This is good movement. And that, well, we'll see. I'd like him to see them push west.
Contacts in the northeast of Lower Petrifica. They're going to engage my team up.
Okay, Patrick Star spots them.
Corners.
They might have seen me. Don't pick the windows. Don't pick the windows.
Copy that. That's going to be a large contact, so I want you trying to pull you guys back if they can pull back right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a negative. They're already on top of them.
Copy that. I'm going to
They have
inflict
no
much
idea my
damage
guys
as
are there,
possible.
Yep.
Takes out one, takes out two. Patrick Starr going on a killing spree. Alpha Guido and Bakeman go down. Almost takes out three, potentially. In a really solid spot here as they get taken out. They're taking shots from this AR here. Behind this guy. Silent, possibly?
The trees. 051.
Yeah, they're definitely silent. That's got a really nice position here. I'm going to keep eyes on Patrick Starr.
Casualties up here.
Good work.
So this is Silent's fire team, I think. No, Mr. Moneyman's fire team. I actually have no idea whose fire team this is. Spaceman's. Spaceman's fire team. I'll get it in the end. Silent's got a really nice position here. Patrick Starr holding his angle. Silent getting shot at.
Woo!
Almost goes down
Where?
there.
They're northeast, like inside the compounds.
Just to Patrick. Just can't peek anything. They can't peek this too. I think it's a little. Actually, no. He could definitely get shot through there. Patrick Starr. I don't know what he's gonna do. Got this. Patrick Starr's got this. Taking shots at Nomad and Jacko 800. Takes out Nomad. He's got to reload though. Russell, Jimmy's, and Awardy have to push this now. Patrick Starr reloading. He'll be alright. He'll be able to continue fighting. Going on rotation to Korea, and I don't think I'm going to take my computer be such a pain. Yeah, well, throw down for a gaming laptop. That be, if you can make some pretty good mini towers and whatnot for a reasonable price that might be able to run squad. And that might be not as much of a pain, but a gaming laptop would definitely be more convenient. Yeah, this guy is surrounded. Patrick is surrounded by about a squad, but they've done a lot. They've killed 3. They've lost 1. Who did they lose?
Like we can't pick the windows anymore, so we're all useless here.
Not sure who went down.
Yep.
So they're gonna pull back. They can't peek these windows anymore. They're gonna try and move. That's great reasoning by Silent. Probably for squad need like a grand. That's true, but I mean a gaming laptop's gonna cost you like $1,300-1,400 bucks. Silent's gonna continue to hold that window. He's gonna have Moneyman and Synchronize try and maneuver. Spaceman still watching that west flank. Right. Oh, he's looking northeast, but wow, look at them. I was missing all this movement on the west. We'll come back to that, but let's go check out this position. Squad 2 just saturates West Petrifica here, and it looks like they're just waiting to move. Yeah, they're pushing in, and they're just waiting to move. Possibly 4 squad. The squad on the east. Let's go check out that. This contact will be there for a little bit. The squad 4 just running south. They didn't even try and push in from that. Look at how far they've run past their objective.
Starting to move through West Petrifica. Should we be pushing further south to hit that contact you saw?
They're running up towards Coyote Ridge.
Now. Your squad's in the building. It's near to your squad's right. That's where we were.
Can you give me a grid? Like Lima 852?
1 second.
Silent getting shot at from Dwarf. It looks like Patrick Star.
Roger. Lima 844.
He hasn't moved out of this corner in a couple minutes now, but what can he do? He can't push out from here. He hears things. He just needs to say, like, everything he's saying, everything he's hearing needs to be relayed through comms. At minimum squad comms, and the potential for it to be raised up to command comms if he figures out that, you know, there's
Hughes,
5 guys left here.
My Western elements in. Are you saying there's also Russians around them?
That's where they were.
Roger, okay. Solid copy.
Afraid to move everywhere. The Russians have already taken a few casualties, more than they hoped. One of them being in the entire MTLB from a good toe shot from Bump. You gotta expect, like, look where it died. We'll just go check that out. You gotta expect, this is the highest point on the map, just about. You can get shot from anywhere. So much area to look through. Maybe should have sent out the squad lead up here first, or command might have been okay coming up here, just to get eyes out and try and see. But putting the whole MTLB up here right off the bat, with the lack of information they have, knowing it's Jinx, pretty ill-advised. Silent and Spaceman and his fire team still holding back a full squad. Patrick Star is mostly the one holding them back, to be honest. It's just Patrick Star holding back a full squad. He's moved corners. Gonna get heard, man. Don't do it. Will this wallbang? No, he can't wallbang this. Two walls, and I don't think he's. I think that's like a stone building. I would have definitely tried. I was about to say, like, why doesn't he shoot through this wall? That's probably because he knew probably what was on the other side. This is where the action is, which is why I'm close up on it. We're going to keep an eye out everywhere else. Like Squad 1 and Squad 2 making progress, moved up a couple compounds, and they're now on the southwest, or sorry, the almost direct west of at least Lower Petrivka, northwest of this objective.
Okay, stop spending the build. I need to use the last 2.
Like Patrick Star. It's spotted from Jacko 800. Doesn't have to be. They're just trying to wallbang him now. Patrick Star goes down. Takes shots at Arcady. Arcady. Dwarf throws a grenade in. Good measure. Doesn't go in, unfortunately, but they get him. Do they know the locations of Squads 1 and Squad 2? They have not called out the locations of Squad 1 or Squad 2, so I'd assume that's a no, or just bad communications, but they have not. They do not know these guys are on their western flank. What do you think of their western flank? They've got Squad 2 Bumps looking west, direct west. He's not looking northwest.
Killed, I think 4 was the last count.
Mendax may be able to spot this? No, there's no way they're going to be able to spot this unless they push super far out for some reason.
Go ahead, 1.
I got my western element position to kill anything coming out of the marshes on your eastern flank, and I've got my eastern element.
He's looking to look down this trench, yeah.
North in case we get another
he doesn't know about these guys here. He's trying to get the eyes on this trench here.
Alright. Usually keep on your toes.
No, dude.
I like this. This push here is really good. Wow, look at what Squad 4's managed to do. Like, they have gone like 1.5 kilometers just running away from Squad 1, pulling them out of their position in Yevnivka. Doing, like, they pulled an entire squad away from, like, this would have been an amazing flank from Yevnivka into Lower Petrivka, but they got spotted by Yuzi. Yuzi calls for the full, or Yuzi calls it out, and then Storm calls for Londarch's squad to commit to this, and they lost track of him. Squad 1's now on the eastern flank. Oops. Go hover over something that's worthwhile, like the action over here as they finally cleared out Patrick Starr, able to take up a more proper position in Lower Petrivka. We'll see if Synchronized, Silent, and Spaceman can hold off the Russian assault. Super sneaky Bush Boy here from Synchronized at the bottom of the screen. We got, looks like Dwarf and Jacko 800 just in front. I don't think he can see him, though.
Got him. You're north, you said?
Yeah.
If Blue's South patrols get complacent, Squad 4 will get a jump on them. Yes. It's more of a fire team than a full squad. Silent taking shots at Jacko 800.
No.
Before getting pinned down himself by Stella Deno, Russell Jimmy's and friends over there. Frag out from Synchronized. Nice frag. Good job. Dwarf goes down before, but they take out Flicker. Would have taken out Dwarf. Another frag takes out Jacko 800. Good set of grenades by Synchronized.
Yeah, what is it?
Spaceman on the flank, though, gets Dwarf.
You doing alright over there?
Yeah, we're engaging 2 squads right now. We're committing to hold.
Synchronized up to 3. Spaceman gets the 1, I believe.
Copy that.
He didn't get that one? I definitely thought he would have gotten that one. I would have shot. If I was in synchronized positions, I would have tried to shoot first, and that would have been me dying. Great idea to pull out the grenade and toss those. Silas is pushing up. I don't know. I don't think he needs to push up like this. His fire team is doing just fine. He doesn't need to commit himself as squad lead. He needs to just run his squad. He doesn't need to potentially get up here and get these kills. If he pushes anybody up, I would have pushed a buddy team up to watch the road crossing. I wouldn't have pushed himself up. He's gonna get flanked from this west, though. Oh boy. This is looking up to be a very powerful push here on the west. Squad 1 needs to get out of there. Squad 2 is in a very nice position to push through here, cut off the squad, and then have 1 push to 2, push across to here, push across to here, assault. That's how it plays out, like, in my head. I don't think it's going to play out that way in the south. See what happens to Squad 4. When are they going to push in? It looks like they're trying. They're making as good a progress as they can. Staying hidden and moving. Iron Tyrant's in charge of the squad. Hamdog on point. Hero taking up the rear. Is Blue's South patrols complacent? Are the British South patrols as vigilant as they need to be? We've got Big Rago, Shughart, Pipe Funk watching the rear. Pipe Funk more watching the east than anything. Who's actually looking towards the south? We've got Big Rago, Shughart looking south. And both of these guys seem on top of it. Shughart's definitely pretty observant. They may be able to spot this.
Send it.
Not a lot has happened here in the past couple minutes. Looks like they're pulling them back out of... Yeah, Kuba's not having any of this. He's already lost almost a full squad here. Gonna pull them back and move them over to the West Petrivka area to get in with 1. 1's finally moving to catch up with 2. 2's pushing up. Okay, so 2, instead of cutting off the squad, is gonna push up to where I thought squad 1 was gonna do. And 1 is gonna take up 2's position. Okay. May play out similar, a variation of the idea that I had,
Silas, you got
which is
infantry
not
on the
bad.
road just north of you.
But yeah, they've got us a lot of contact there.
East to west.
Or a lot of, friendlies there.
Northwest to you, at least 3 have made it across.
Unit Squad 4 is only a small unit. If they jumped into a
Again, the
firefight
tunnel's
after it could throw blue off. I agree. It's going to come down to timing on that end. They have to wait until... They have to be close enough to push in once 2 pushes in. Once this engagement pops off, forcing them to look northwest, then they need to push, but they need to get to about here. The what is this? The J10 keypad, J10-8 keypad. Those couple buildings, then I think they could have a solid push in this direction. But it can't be timing. It can't be as soon as the firing happens on the northwest, because that's not going to allow this southern element to be called off or leave their stations. They need to wait a minute and hope the other squad doesn't get maybe not a minute. It all comes down to timing. I've said that like 4 times, but we'll see how it plays out.
Squad 1.
Go ahead.
I want you to leave your fire team on the marshes and take the fire team that's currently with you, relocate it to the
Also stay quiet and wait for blue one QRF. Yeah, this could be. So this is a swing in favor of red. Looks like shots. Oh, spotted him. Spotted Stalka there on the west. Silent, the one taking the shots.
They're now west of 3's northern element.
Yo, 4,
yeah, this is a swing in favor of red if they can get in at the right time. This is the swing in favor of blue. Though, to be honest, not as in key of a position as this makes the L-shaped ambush here. Squad 1, 2, and 3 here. Squad 4 here to push in on the flank. This is more of a reinforcements because they can't really swing in here and get in on their flank. Would not be as quickly or as effectively as Squad 4 to just push direct south. So I think 4 is in the better position than 1. 1 would have been in the better position if 4 hadn't gotten or if 1 hadn't gotten diverted down to this position. Looks like he is going to push south though. So they're going to be out of the fight for a little bit. Wow, I'm like underneath the map. What am I doing? Moneyman, Spaceman, and Secret is going to look west now. Silent's still in this building. I feel like I've been over these guys for so long, but it really is where most of this action is happening. We'll actually go check out Russian positions, get a complete eye on them. Looks like Squad 3 is taking up position here where Squad 2 was. Squad 2 is taking up position where Squad 1 was. Or Squad 1 is taking up position where Squad 2 was, and Squad 2 is on point here as they get closer to their objective.
Alright, it looks like they're circumventing 3 and heading west, so we're going to move to ambush them out in the woods in India 8.
Copy that. Russians west. Russians to the west of the 5. I can see them moving around. Get the fuck down.
Got spotted here on the west.
Fire team squad sized element 100 meters west of my current position. They are India 822. India 822.
Alright, good call out there. He spots a full squad, doesn't know about this. They spotted Squad 1. I don't know about Squad 2. Let's go watch Squad 2 come in.
Lon, you better get some afterburners on, buddy.
Roger, do you want
How they
me to
engage is
displace
going to be
one
very
fire team at this
critical.
point,
I
leave them
agree.
where they are?
Monkey Monkey, yeah.
Leave them where they are. I want them covered in the marshlands. Need you on the fly proper though.
Waiting for the call. Phoenix is on point here. Phoenix is very good at assaults. He's in charge of SOTTs, the SOTT manager. Teaches all those courses about, he's got a CQB course that they've been working on, and it's really good. So he's really good at all these assaults and planning out things when it comes to the micromanaging of his members. And I'm always impressed with his squad leading. Look at the South Blue sending out to 3 soldiers, you're right.
100 meters downhill.
Actually, Sugarheart's getting pulled back. Big Rago's getting pulled back. Oh, no, they actually pushed across the street. They're pulling back to their original positions.
Never mind, disregard. He was calling friendlies north of him.
Pulling back to their original positions, but they're not looking right now. I'd like to see 4 get a little bit closer.
Contact was somewhere around India 828, somewhere in there, bump. exactly where because I had to duck down so he didn't see me. But he's close.
Oh, eyes on spot. Okay, they're prone out under the bridge, India 981. Stand by, my grid may have not updated. Stand by for accurate grids. Yeah, India 981.
Command, this is 1. I'll take my fire team and try and get just to the south of that position. It's 900 meters. It'll take us a little bit.
Jesus. 900 meters. Can't wait for this to pop
Silas,
off, right?
I want you
This
to,
is
continue your
the
containment
engagement
operations to make
range
sure they don't break
for
through to
like initial engagement, like the actual like main fight. This is a skirmish. The actual engagement range here is like 100 meters. See, actually, a little more than 100 meters, about 200 meters. But look at that. Like, that's such a close engagement range compared to the last fights that were happening here on the west. The Russians may be able to push in here. Silas engaging all the way down the avenue, ambushes and takes out 3 in one go. Good job. That's synchronized there. Wipes out parts of the Russians. Update on kills: 9 for the British, 2 for the Russians. Trying to return fire as best they can. Things have popped off as synchronized has pushed in. This is Lord Silas' squad here. Uba's been cut off.
Less than 100 meters across that lake, roughly, or at the close side.
This is 3. We just caused an 3 came across a fire team size element in India 8-5. We wiped 3 of them. There's another.
I don't agree with them firing here. They should be the maneuver element, not the fire element.
You're gonna have major
They're in such a good position to maneuver from here. They should definitely be the ones moving. Whereas these guys who just got caught should have been the ones firing. But they got caught. So I guess it's change of plans. They need to work with what they've got. $10 for the British, 2 for the Russians.
Command,
oh, look at this. Squad 4.
Immediately out west in the trench, 20 meters.
Wow, the squad 4 Londarts ran up on a squad. Looks like runs up on Iron Tyrant squad. 3 go down in the engagement. I saw Hero. Looks like Iron Tyrant went down and 1 other, leaving Hamdog and Wicked G the only ones remaining. So both of these swing elements, flanking elements, come in contact, and British come out the better in that engagement to have enough flee for their lives. He just walked up on them.
Let them come to us.
Hey, Charlie, I want you guys to get out of that. Get out of the open ASAP.
The fob.
Look how close these engagements were. The scorch marks are still in the ground. I'd probably still find a body or 2.
I need you to pull your secondary fire team off the marshes and pull them up to the fob location.
Roger that. Directly to the fob.
Yeah, directly to the fob. They're going to be
on the
fob
west here. Go check out. Looks like Silas' squad. They're still engaging with squad 2. That's mostly long ranges. They don't know exactly where each other are. But Silas is in a really good position here to flank, and as long as they push,
northwest, from our positions to the south.
they just need to push down this trench. They're just very hesitant too because of Max R and just cause.
And to your west and northwest. So just keep on them. Reposition if you need to.
Smokes.
So now they're starting to move, but they've already given away their positions, so I'm not sure if it's gonna work.
Charlie's currently engaging 2 elements, one on our northwest, one on our southwest. We're holding our ground effectively.
Got that. One on your north, one on your
Got the
south.
binoculars. It's gonna be Yuzi who can guide in some of this fire. He spotted them, so he knows they're there. Using good concealment cover. Yeah, they've got some really nicely placed sandbags and like bunkers and whatnot. Keeping up the fire. They don't know exactly where they are, but they're letting them know. We know you're in this general area. You're not gonna be able to move here. Good luck.
Negative. Stand by. No, silent. Wrong comms.
Bomb the smoke to the southwest is enemy. Like.
Yeah, they're smoking. I'm talking about the smokes right in front of Silas' buddy team.
Which one? -1 or my south one?
You're one like right next to you.
Gotcha.
Nope, definitely not friendly. Update on kills: 18 for the British, 5 for the Russians. This defender's advantage is just super powerful.
And then you got left.
Both times it seems like they're just able to set up in a really nice position with plenty of open space for the Russians to run through that they're just not able to
ignore me.
use. Through that smoke but aren't doing anything with it. Yeah, you're right. Squad 2 popped the smoke to try and move, but they haven't moved. Looks like they lost Thompson's spank engine in that engagement. They're trying to push up, but they just... Those heavy assets that the Russians got, they got to... Both rounds, they got to choose between a mortar and a mortar or an MTLB with the NSVT. This round, they lost their MTLB to the toe. Long range before it even fired a single shot. First round, they just didn't use the mortars as effectively as they could with their infantry, and maybe that was the key to both of this. Maybe that's what the Russians needed to really rely on, and they just it didn't work out for them. Who knows like what the MTLB would have done in this situation if it had managed to get into this trench line and push from these wooded areas to help reinforce the British, or to help reinforce the Russian infantry.
Yep. We're taking contact
He's heard.
from the following location. India 1085, and potentially also the bridge that was called out earlier, India 957.
They're pushing into the... They're pushing into this lake. They're pushing out. They're smoking a fuck ton and pushing.
Alright guys, we're going to fall back
Taking
and basically
contact
guard
from
this
Wicked
trench line.
Drain, Ham Dog.
They obviously know we're here. We killed their buddies.
Copy.
Good local comms.
Remember that bonnet. Go ahead.
Could you possibly take the compound at J1075 without taking casualties?
We can do our best.
Alright, I want
That's
you
what he
to
wants.
take that compound and hold it from enemy presence.
Roger.
That's good. I like that. He recognizes the power that this building would provide the Russians as a jumping off point to potentially move north. He's going to take charge of the compound if with just 4 guys and hold it.
If possible.
That's great shot calling there.
Be advised, they're on the west side of this. Sorry, second, go ahead.
I'm gonna push guys off my east flank to cover our west.
Okay, be advised, pushing. They're west of the lake, just southwest of West 4. They're pushing
They
into
picked up the fire here now. Squad 2 tries to move in.
Copy that.
Squad 2 is here on the west. Looks like it feels like they're so close. They just can't get that last couple feet, last 100 meters, last 150 meters. They just can't get closer than this, it seems. They didn't treat it as important asset. They didn't treat it as an important asset. They shouldn't have stopped it on the bridge of all places. Yeah, I agree. They got a little ballsy with their asset. They definitely should have kept it on the low ground. They had toes first round. They kind of had to expect they would have toes second round, even if you don't know all the information. Maybe, I don't know. But I definitely would have parked it on top of that.
Yeah, that'd be a good strat. They're
on top of the bridge. Looks like they're taking shots at Shoot Card Duke is. King Salmon here. Laying down a base of fire as Phoenix's squad moves under this base of fire. This is how it should be done. Fire and maneuver. Fire right in front. You're maneuvering underneath that fire. Looks like somebody takes a shot out, but they didn't die. No, he may bleed out here. Mad Dog's gonna bleed out, I believe. No, he bandages in time. No, he bleeds out. Unfortunate for him. They lost one in that push, but that's a solid push. That got them, you know, how far is that? 100 meters closer? Yeah, about 100 meters closer. Look at that. Now they've only got, what is this? 100 meters to go. Closest element so far. Squad 1 here torn up. 24 for the British, 9 for the Russians.
We're gonna need some help on the southwest side. We got at least.
They're spread out. They need to reconsolidate their forces. Silas is pushing in on this flank here. They're gonna be able to push up on those two. Kuba's running through them though. Let's check out what Kuba does. He's trying to he doesn't know about all these guys around him. He's trying to rehook up with the remnants of his platoon. He sees Silent and Spaceman though. He doesn't want to fight them. He just wants to hide. It's a good call. You just want to stay alive. Keep command over your platoon. But they're running the same direction as him. I don't think he's intentionally chasing them.
Copy that. Holding off Cyclone.
Yeah. Go to actual fire. There's like machine gun fire, and I'm watching one guy run in the woods, super sneaky. Like, Dwarf and Duke and Cardi getting some fire down. Somebody shooting at. Some of them shooting at.
Contact from our south.
Silas's squad.
50 meters.
Duke shooting at the actual objective. Honey Badger gets taken out. No, not Honey Badger. Looks like Phoenix got taken out. This whole fire team gets wiped out. Yeah, Phoenix goes down. They got so close. They had the chance. I don't know what they could have done to get this last couple feet. They needed more smokes. They needed an MTLB.
How's that push
going?
Three?
To potentially lay down smokes or at least suppressing fire. This
We're killing them, but we're taking casualties along the way.
Copy that. 1. Is there any way you can put pressure on them from the south side? Do they know you're there?
Dwarf's gonna bleed, or Honey Badger's gonna bleed out. I've said Dwarf like 3 times. I don't know why.
We'll see what we can do.
Copy that.
Expect that the enemy can always counter you. Yep.
To be aware, you got contact directly west. Your guys on south. On the front.
It's no, hindsight's 2020. Well, that's the Honey Badger's dead. I don't know why I'm still hovering over his body. Hindsight's 2020. We got that eye in the sky. We know what a perfect position they had to really watch that. They had, you know, 4 or 5 grids that the U.S. or the British element could have been positioned on. You know, 4 or 5 grids that they could have been positioned on. They could have been anywhere. Sometimes shit happens. The only thing that could have taken them out was a tow. No other asset could have done there. Maybe they were just trying to get eyes on. Contact in from the northwest. The squad 6 pushes in. Wow, look how close Cuba got. Pushing in on Wayne Newton. Takes out Wayne Newton. Yeah, but maybe they're just trying to use it as armored eyes.
I need you to rush in, if possible.
Trying to make it work. 29 kills for the British, 11 for the Russians. So they're taking people out, but I don't think they're going to be able to finish this off. Cardi taking shots at Big Rago. Big Rago takes him out. Frags out on Kuba's last known position. Mendax trying to crawl away. Kuba's going to be able to rush him easily. Takes him out.
They're close northwest on the rocks.
Lex Ryan's going to be able to outfight Kuba. I think Lex Ryan's the better gunner. Lex Ryan, or Kuba taking shots at E-Fang, takes out another one. Assault taking out Kuba, though. Kuba goes down. Let's check this out. Now we got Wicked G, last one remaining? Potentially last one remaining. These guys all dead, it looks like. Yeah. I don't see anybody else. As they got picked apart. They got really close and they made a real good fight of it. But it's just, they lost that asset so early for unnecessary reasons. I feel like that was the point. They had everything else was really good. Their movement was good. I can't argue with the route they chose. They just got outshot when it came down to these fights in the trenches, and they lost that MTLB super early. What it comes down to is how the dice are rolled, and they tried to make it work. 32 for the British, 13 for the Russians. More kills than the Russians got last time, I believe. But again, very difficult to opt for the attackers, as the Iho is just so unforgiving once you get out of these tree lines and whatnot.
Silas, they're on the ground right in front of you.
And yeah, I think we wiped those enemies. They're under the bridge, by the way, Silas. Or at least they were for a while.
They're on the ground near the trees. I'm gonna light a couple of them up.
Alright, I can get a frag on them if you tell me if they're in the death or on the other side of it.
They're on your side.
Not gonna lie, Patrick stopping a whole squad was very good too. Yeah, Patrick and Spaceman's fire team, Patrick Star being the star. They held back a full squad for the longest time, forcing them to change up the direction they wanted to come in. And that was, yeah, can't argue with the British positions. They had some really solid positions. The only misplay on British's part, I'd say, was the call to engage Squad 4 here on the east. I don't want to miss him dying. Oh, he died right as I went out. Good job. He tried to push in. Not much is going to happen there. But the misplays on British side was the call to push Squad 1 out of Yevnivka into West Stepney. But then the call to continue them pushing, I mean, ended up paying off for them. And that was really it. They're positioning to have guys in Lower Petrivka on point. They had really good west and south security.
Squad 3, best squad.
British did a lot of good work there.
Yeah,
and then Silas squad 3, best squad.
Good game, boys. Good game.
17 kills for them. They cleaned up a lot. Good job to both teams. They did it was a lot of fun to watch. A lot of interesting plays that happened. If you're interested in participating in these events, you should definitely check us out. SquadOps.gg. If you like someone to give us a follow, twitch.tv/SquadOps. We would really appreciate it. We also upload our videos onto youtube.com/SquadOps. I was your commentator for this evening's Shadowed Ritual, and until next time, we will catch you later. All the events are posted on the website.